All right, the camera seems to be working. Literally a second before I hit live, it was black and white. There's a new update. I don't know why it's gone black and white. Why has it done that? Hello there, chat. Yes, this is yesterday's stream. No members only today. Morning, Snow Blizzard. We do have a new set, so let's get into that. I'll be trying to save, there are a lot of new sets that have just come out. A load of them aren't as popular, I don't think. Oh no, stream's crashing already. Hopefully it's smooth. Just booted up the Lego site and that's it. Stream's dead. That's the end of the stream. Well, we got Boba Fett and I want to look at Boba Fett first. There's Pothos, there's a Dark Flower arrangement, 3 new Halloween sets, there's a really cool panda, and I'm sure there's going to be a bit more, but I'm going to save most of them for Tuesday's stream. So, I wasn't live yesterday. I wasn't feeling great. Hopefully I'll be better tomorrow so I can get working on a few more videos because I am out of it. But hello there, Mark. Hello there. So whilst I was away, where's Boba Fett? Here we go. Today was going to be the members stream. I've moved that to Monday. So tomorrow we're starting Python. Monday we've then got the end of the Bionicle game, so we can finish that off. And then Tuesday we've got the update on NTech. That's basically what I'm going live for Tuesday. See the new camera. That is bright. Not liking this update. Maybe I'll have to revert back. It's been a while. It feels like it's been ages. Missed one day and I'm out of the streaming game. So that new set, let me pull it up. Because that's it. Look, I can't remember the keybinds. It doesn't even recognize. Oh no, it does. Okay. Being a little dramatic there. This is the new set. Look at this. We can talk about this because I've still got to clear my desk from Tuesday's stream. I have been out. I haven't done anything since Tuesday's stream. Boba Fett, £150. Okay, pretty steep. Yeah, it is not cheap. I think because it's Boba Fett's name, they've been able to put a bit more weight behind it. The price, what was 3PO? 90 quid? Or 120? This is where we need a buildable characters. Thank you, Snow. This is where we need a buildable characters category so that we can see them. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better today, so hopefully it's all good. If I still sound a bit weird though, that's why. Where's 3PO? Here we go, 125. Oh, a little bit more than I thought. Must be on sale quite a bit. And K2 is the other one. Oops, K2 is the other one. 80 quid. K2's a little thinner. I think K2, 3PO looks a bit more full than Boba Fett, but Boba's got more, you know. Compare Boba Fett to 3PO. Actually, those thighs. We need a triple tab. So, K2, no, we want to open... Let's do 3PO, because I think K2's too thin. K2's quite stick-like. Compared to Boba Fett, K2, look at the head. The head's like half the size of Boba's. That makes sense. Welcome back. Definitely the light bluish grey body is nice. Oh, yes. And that new minifigure as well. We'll take a close look at the new Boba Fett in just a second, because it is an exclusive minifigure. And when's that video? That's the thing. I haven't recorded videos in so long. I don't know when I've been posting them. The vamp video was a while ago, right? That's come out a while ago. I think that was start of the week. The Cobb Vamp video, I do say about the helmets. And this Boba Fett is the helmet that I wanted from those. Oh, this is so good. It's so expensive, but like for me, someone that doesn't display a lot of these sets, 150 quid, like that's a lot to just break down. I'd have to make room. Boba Fett and Darth Maul. I'd love to get a Darth Maul to go alongside Boba. But I don't think this is a day one. I think this is a wait for it to go under £100 and then see if I can get it on a really good deal still. £150 with a gift with purchase. Hello there, Moonshoes. And try and get some other deals in with it as well. Maybe like double points or something, but I don't think we're getting this too much cheaper on lego.com. This is going to be a popular set. I haven't looked to see if the parts are currently listed on Brickout, because the turnaround on Brickout has been insane. Most of the new sets that are now revealed on Lego will have their parts lists on here. It used to be, look, BOBA. How have they done this? Okay, it's not all the parts. It's only 99? May not be 100. So it's 1,509 pieces out of 1,544. So we're missing 35 pieces, of which, just top of my head, we're not including the sticker sheet, but the sticker sheet is new. The plaque is new. BOBA's helmet, torso, legs at least is new. Maybe the cape as well. The domes on BOBA's head, these two pieces, both new. They've got a little bit left and right. And then that's all I can see. Maybe, oh, and BOBA's cape material piece. So there's at least 9 pieces out of the 35. Yeah, I don't think many of these other pieces are printed at all. Yeah, most of the others will be easy replacements or recolors. If not, they're the 9 you're really worried about. And for someone like me that doesn't display the plaques, really the big grab is those 2 dome pieces, which must exist in sand green. There's probably another 2 for the back of the helmet. There we go. 1. Oh, well, I suppose you've got, yeah, you've got the viewfinder on one side, don't you? What's my opinion on the new Sea Serpent? That is perhaps the most confusing set, is it not? Oh, exclusive to Cozy, to a friend set. Does that mean that the part's going to be cheap to pick up? None available yet. This has got to have been out for a while. This has got to have been out for a while. How much? How much is this set? We'll bring back 3PO in a second, and we'll take a look at that Sea Serpent as well. That's coming soon. 2 days till Lego Ideas Days, is it? 90 quid. If you're picking this up, you might as well pick up BOBA FETT. You're trying to part it out, because you'll need 3 of these, and the set comes with 5. Look at those accessories. All right, so BOBA FETT, besides those pieces, probably an easy part out. The most expensive piece right now is really the dark green cut wedge. At least we know it's the same old head. The dark green cut wedge, exclusive to this and the Jurassic Park Jeep. Do I not have any of those pieces in my drawer? I thought we've got them in Slave Ones before. But no, I guess not. Oh, hold on. You know what it might... No, I was going to say, you know what it might have been? It might have been the Micro BOBA FETT Slave 1 recolor to Django. But we have the dark blue. I wouldn't have painted them green for Django. Unless there's a ship that I've recolored for BOBA. But BOBA's got all the Slave 1s already. Must be... Well, it is a brand new piece, according to here. But where's it used? Because the rest of the elements, this could be split into 2. Some of these are easy recolors. That's a newer element, this snot brick. Is it 6 of them? 6 of them makes me think that this isn't for like an awkward little in bit. Perhaps you could just use the regular snot brick on this. Would be fragile, but might work. If you're trying to save money, pick this up in a few years' time when it's a lot more common. Same BOBA jetpack since 2010. Oh, I suppose the helmet was used before. All right, let's bring up the Sea Serpent as well. So not too bad in parts. Used condition, the cheapest they've sold for is about retail value. So that's a solid sign. When used, they're currently going for a little over. It's a decent set, but then again, all these big sets tend to be pretty decent sets. Let's bring up 3PO, come on. So the head is 1 wider, but the torso, I should be clearing the desk. That's what I was going to be doing. The torso looks pretty similar, as does the base and like the feet. There are a few more little bits in the armor. Wonder if the armor going over the top meant that, you know, more parts, therefore more money, because it's only 25 quid. You take a look at a 25-pound battle pack. Not a lot we get in those 25-pound sets. Almost £20 for the Mando battle packs that we've seen recently. I like it. I like Boba Fett. I had a few notes. Where did I put down my notes from when the set originally came out? Which it wasn't on Lego. The amount of videos I saw with like links to Lego. I was scrolling through, I wasn't watching the videos, but I was scrolling through the videos. Not one single link to Lego worked because they hadn't added it up. The images weren't even on Lego until like the next day. It was on Smith's. Smith's had it a whole day early in the UK. Nowhere else. And I didn't look on any other, like probably US Smiths got it first, knowing the rest of them. When does this come out? August 1st. Boba Fett. The new fig with cape and the Return of the Jedi helmet. Oh, great fig. Yeah, these are the images I think Smith's had. Oh, there's a few more. We do get to see a close-up. Let's... Oh, thanks, Lego. Let's find that image again. Crack that right open. Yeah, don't limit it. We want the full image, please. And thank you. Beautiful. Look at that Boba Fett figure. Oh, I'm not going to lie. That Boba Fett figure alone, not worth 150, but after putting a price behind Django's minifigure, 270? Was it? Something crazy like that. Crikey, that's a lot for a minifigure, but it looks good. And the braid is the right color as well. Still would love to see like a braid pop out, like a physical element. Then we can give it to some of our Jedi. The cape. The cape doesn't have the detail. I'm not sure if the Return of the Jedi one does. I just put, it looks so good. It looks so good. It does. It looks so good. It is not this, well, the figure looks good, but the actual Boba Fett looks so good. We do have 2 points of articulation. So you can get 2 poses. You can get the gun up and you can get the arm up. They're the 2 poses, I suppose you can get, which is not much more than 3PO. I suppose you can get the head twirling as well. So 3 points of articulation. Nothing to write home about, but wow, this is crazy. The eye stickers. The eye stickers right here could have been slopes. It would have complicated the build and made it look a little funkier if they were 1x2s. But what if they were the 1x2 slopes? I think they're a bit of a deeper slope here. 1x2 slope with the cut corner to go up into the side. There's not a lot Lego could have done easy here and made it look extra special. But I do think they're leaning on stickers. Whereas I wouldn't mind the funny little piece, and then someone wants to print a piece. Like if that sticker is so important, maybe like these, should it be a printed piece or a dual molded element? Because then we don't have the black on the bottom. But I think there is a way they could have done it. Just would have added an extra $5 onto the price tag. And the recolor potential. Oh, the recolor potential of this bad boy is... Oh, the recolor potential. How many Mandos? All right, we'll get on to the Sea Serpent. Let me bring that up. How many Mandalorians could we recolor this into? I saw... One of the videos I checked out was Gene's version. Gets a few of the sets early, and they said Sabine. Oh, Sabine would have been a good one, and you'd only really have to change the visor shape in terms of modifications. I think a lot of the armor works. Not incredibly accurate, you'd mess around as you go, but the visor is the only one that isn't particularly accurate. I think the armor gets away with it. The Sea Serpent, what day does it come out? July 7th. July 7th to July 12th, which is Lego Insider Days. Yes, Lego did match up double points, I think, on a few sets for Prime Days. It's just the start, and I called it. They're trying to bait people into spending a bit of money, and then they're going to release their Ideas Days with a ton of interesting deals. I don't think we've seen too many interesting deals. We do have an early image of that gift with purchase, which is here, the Sea Serpent. All right, Sea Serpent. Interesting. Sea Serpent, as in mythical creature. Sea Serpent. Yeah, that's what I know the Sea Serpent as. I don't know if there's any strong pirate lore. This is what I need chat for. Sea Serpent. Whilst Gene is awesome, some of those displays, the artwork and the Rebels. Oh, I love the Rebels bits. Yes, great display. Go check it out. Sea Serpent, as in mythical creature. Pirates, as in like the pirate ship, because we have the oars. We don't have a cannon. We're missing a cannon. But it is more of a pirate ship than what I would say typical. I think the medieval blue and the whole castle aesthetic around here makes it look more medieval. But I think this looks more like a pirate ship. And then we've got two knights on board. We've got mythic monsters. We've got pirates. And we've got medieval knights all in one. Lego really trying to cater to... And I know they're not. I know Lego think they're not catering to fans of knights, fans of pirates, because this is a great way to tie in your displays as well. Have one of these on each of the corners. Lego keep coming out saying that they're not going to do more pirates. They're not going to do any more knights. They're going to stay away from it. They don't want ideas to become something that it's not. But they still end up doing sets like this. This is everything. What are we missing? What more could we want? Free during Insiders Days with $180. Probably about 165. I think that's what it's been recently for us in the UK. And 165, you need to get another battle pack on top of this. If you're not mistaken, it's a remake of an older set. Oh, it could be. I'm not too well versed on... Let's see if there's anything called the Sea Serpent. Smashed it. Oh, yeah. Wait a second. Snow, you smashed it. Lego System 6057. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Maybe there's a few hidden. It was never going to have 5 minifigures for a gift with... What is this? A droid carrier? A clone Camino training facility? I suppose we've got the two different factions here. This is a playset. This is a display set. This is meant for nostalgia. Look at the just single stud on the side. Oh, it looks pretty clean side by side. You can see exactly what it's meant to be, and they've reworked it a bit. The front doesn't come up as much. The shield is a bit further back. We've also got a window where there was another shield at the back. I assume that this shield, like this shield this person's holding, is on the other side of the boat. We don't get 4. Probably only 2 in the set, but you can see where it's come from. I'm surprised that they actually had the blue and gold flag, because didn't my ideas get taken down because, oh, it's too political? Too political, Lego. Is that the, I suppose, is that, wait, hold on, am I having a mind blank? Which way around is that flag? That is the right way round, right? Or is it blue on top, yellow on, oh, it's flipped, it's blue on top, mind blank. So they've flipped it. They've flipped it from some of the classic colors, but it was green before. Oh, looks so good. Quite like the original design. It would have been nice if, instead of trying to recreate it, because this works for a playset, this works for modernizing a playset, getting kids playing with it. But when it comes to the original set, I think Lego need, like we do when we're building old Star Wars sets, which don't go this far back. The Sea Serpent is from 1992. But there are some big pieces here. What Lego need to do is part these out, because no way back then could they have got this sort of shape. you could use the rounded snot bricks here, but Lego could do that nowadays. Break these down, use bricks instead. And that would have looked amazing. With their current part palette, you're getting a few more pieces than you would have back in the day. Nice little collector's set. Just saying, I think that would be just as popular. I think Lego still think that there are kids picking up gift with purchases with a ton of other sets. I don't think that's the case. I don't think kids are picking these sets up. I think these are purely adults going for gift with purchases. And we've seen that in recent years with a lot of how the gift with purchases have been selling. I keep seeing the droid carrier. This is in the UK, so I don't know if it's different overseas, but at least in the UK, I keep seeing the droid carrier. I keep seeing the clone Camino training facility, £25. They're just not selling, and that is retail. That is what Lego said they were. That's what Lego priced them as. 25 quid. People just aren't buying them because they're collector's pieces. And if you want one, you picked one up on the day. Kids don't want them because, oh, where was that set? They didn't see that set. And I think this should be, yes, I think it should be a actual set. It would have been really nice for them to seen Lego remake this, especially with that little cloth piece. The fact that they've updated the design, no, nostalgia. Yeah, I suppose it is more of a playset than a nostalgia set then. You can see what they've ripped it from, not in a bad way, not in a, you know, this isn't a knockoff, this is an actual Lego set, but they have ripped off that idea. There's got to be a better way of saying ripped off. They haven't ripped off someone else. This is their own idea, but they've taken that idea, run with it, and created something very, very close to what we saw at first. And for those of us that weren't alive back in '92, it's nice to see some of these old sets. I would still love for Lego to come out with some new Star Wars sets. But am I picking up a set that I weren't alive for? Or am I waiting for a creator set that will give me exactly that? It's in an awkward space. Not Lego, this specific build. Who is this for? Considering the threshold for them is over $200 Aussie, I doubt kids can afford to get it. Yeah, these aren't sets that you pick up. Again, 180 state dollar. So kids aren't picking this one up. Hello there, Bevel. But then again, adult sets, Boba Fett, 150. That's not meeting the threshold. So what are the gift with purchases for? I suppose it's collectors. It is collectors. Lego will notice though, and I've noticed that not a lot of gift with purchases in the UK have been selling out, and we've been seeing them come back for like an extra day and so. I wonder if Lego shutting out the other market with, where do these even go? With all their, oh, there you are. Yeah, I wonder if Lego shutting out all the secondhand sellers and the scalpers as well. The scalpers made up a big market, and the fact that Lego aren't selling to them anymore, maybe that's why in the UK gift with purchases have stopped selling out. They would always sell out after a few days. I'll keep my eyes on this one to see if they do. That'd be interesting. Oh, hello there, Matt. Oh, yeah, I do like the Boba Fett. That one's quite cool. Like I said, we'll take a look at some of the other sets on Tuesday. Today, I want to build an Avatar set. I'd keep up Boba Fett if we want to talk about it. I don't think we need these images. But the Avatar set, whoa, what Avatar sets are there? There's one that I really want to build. Didn't know that we had brickheads. Is this the only brick? These are the main two. Are they the only brickheads we got? Jake? Jake and Jake? Huh. I don't know. It's been so long since I watched the first Avatar, which it hasn't really. I watched it ahead of the second one, but I think it's been so long since the second one come out. I don't remember how Jake gets, because Jake's avatar isn't an actual avatar, is it? It's not like FNAF where they've just scooped out the insides. Jake's avatar is like a man-made shell, right? But then, hold on a second. Jake's avatar goes on to have kids. How do avatars have kids? Today, chat, we're going to be finding out. We're going to be brick building the Lego answer. How do... I need to ask someone that question. If anyone has got curious, asked, and have found like a somewhat official answer, I don't want to know what Reddit's asking. I want to know what James Cameron thinks on the matter as well, because they went down that path, but it's like Star Wars. They just haven't explained it, and nor do they need to explain it. They can just keep us wondering forever. Hello there. So the Lego set that I want to build is one from the first movie. It's this one. Specifically the Walker, though. I really love this one, especially after seeing the third movie. I think this set could just be re-released for the third one. Actually, so could a lot of these sets. Most of these sets could be re-released. Wait, how did we get no sets for Avatar 3? Did they not do well for Avatar 2? Because I thought the first wave did well, but is this one of those things where they release a wave, it does well because we've been starved and had nothing, and then they don't come back to it? A bit like SpongeBob, which is why today we're building Avatar and SpongeBob. I recently watched Avatar 3, Fire and Ash on Disney, now that it's free to watch. With a subscription, of course, but it feels free to watch because I've been paying for that forever. And SpongeBob as well, not on Disney, but both of those pretty cool movies. All right, I think I'm gonna revisit this towards the end. If I need to clear more space, I'll put all these away. Until then, we can get started with building. So I want to build this with a twist because I do like Avatar. The movies are cool, but I've never once thought of having Avatar in Lego. I don't know what it is about it. Star Wars, yes. Even Star Trek. Star Trek would be pretty cool. Avatar, because I see Avatar as an animation, and I don't know why. Clone Wars. I've loved the Lego sets for Clone Wars. But for Avatar, it's just not struck my mind, you know. I've never once watched Avatar and thought, we should get some Lego sets of this. I can't say it's animation. SpongeBob. I love the SpongeBob sets. And I always wanted SpongeBob, Phineas and Ferb sets as well. So it's just Avatar. I think it's so fantastical, so crazy. Whenever you hear Avatar, you also think of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Also got Lego sets. Just 2 Lego sets, I think. And we also got Ninjago, had a little Avatar spell. Yes, 2 sets for Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I haven't watched it yet. But the animation I want to watch. None of the live action spin-offs or that. I want to watch the animation. Almost slipped up. I want to watch again, not the live action. I want to watch the animation. And I'll be honest, the only reason I want to watch the animation is because the clone Appo, named after the dog-like creature, the big furry guy from Avatar, has the triangle on their helmet, which we don't see Revenge of the Sith, but they added it in the Clone Wars. So I feel like when Bao was retelling his side of the story and he was recounting that in front of the fire, he just missed out that little detail. What year did they come out? 2006. Wow, Lego Avatar set with a tree. Looks pretty good. Oh no, these are the wrong ones. This one, the Tree of Souls. Tree of Souls is a solid set. Yeah. Again, even with Turok Mukto could come out from the third. All of these kind of work because it's in the same world. Even though some of these, like, I suppose throughout all 3 movies, you could say, I don't know what characters we've got here, but without looking, so that I don't accidentally spoil anything from the last 2, although we might speak a bit about Avatar. Here's your warning. Some of the characters may have died. Some of the buildings may not look like they do now, but they still work as Lego sets because Lego can be rebuilt. Lego can be switched up. You can, you know what I mean? Mess around with it a little bit more. What's happening with this? And the Lego set that I want to put together is the amp suit, not the Thanator, although pretty good build. I feel like once you've built one Lego animal, you've built a lot of them. Not all of them. You've built a lot of them. And the Fortnite Wolf is like the baby version of this. I've built a few other Simba as well. I see the Simba legs, which then continued over. Well, I suppose they were in this before they were in Simba, weren't they? You were a bit later. But after Simba, just up there, we've got Pokemon as well, which have a similar themed leg. Not always useful. Some of the studs exposed, but looks good nonetheless. So I'm going to be building the amp suit with a twist. And of course, that twist is Star Wars. We're going to be building the amp suit in 212 colors because I think this would be an amazing Star Wars mech. I do. I think this is screaming out to be turned into a Star Wars mech. The way the cockpit sits and the minifigure isn't sitting out the top. With the X-Wing mech, I like the fact that the X-Wing was brought in. 212, we made the gunship mech. It didn't scratch my itch. We need to see a clone mech that looks like it could be a real thing. We need a clone mech that looks like a military suit that the clones could run in to battle with. Imagine that coming your way. And it showed up, there was a comic. There was a comic where they got their like mech suits. It didn't really look like this, but it was the closest thing that Lego have probably given us. And yeah, the instructions as always on lego.com. Let's see what we can do and how they build all the arm joints and get it working. We've built a fair few mechs now. I'm really interested in how this thing goes together and then how we're going to color it like the 212 mech. That's going to be the hardest part. It's going to be the funnest part as well. Avatar's one of those movies you think like, oh, it's Avatar. It's going to be the same thing all three movies, isn't it? But Avatar surprised me in how they can keep it going. Even the fact, the way the third one ends, they've signed on for another 3 movies. I think when they come back with Way of the Water, they signed on for a 5-movie deal. That's my understanding of it. What piece am I starting off with? I can get that whilst I'm chatting. Bag 2 and 3 for the mech and the minifigure. We won't be doing the minifigure. I'll be getting one of my clones. Bag 2 and 3, which, oh yeah, did I click on book 2 and 3? Yeah, separate book. Sweet, that makes it easy. I definitely think there's going to be there's going to be another Avatar movie. I think James Cameron said that if the movie stopped being popular, he'd just write screenwrites instead. And I do think that would be an interesting thing to do, and then lease out the rights for other people to make movies and to make things with. See what fans can come up with, because isn't that basically what Star Wars was doing? Isn't that what Star Wars was doing with their legend stories? They weren't making movies so that fans could put them together. That feels like it is. SpongeBob solid. I really like the new movie. I was hesitant and we didn't see it in the cinema because I thought, is that focused? I thought the animation was a bit off-putting, but once you can look past the animation, which is almost like looking past an annoying voice or an annoying accent, which SpongeBob has none of that. No annoying voices in SpongeBob. I genuinely love SpongeBob's voice. Yeah, once you look past the animation, it's all right. But it takes some to get used to. I understand now, especially going through the sequels, being such a prequel fan, how original trilogy fans felt when it came around. The prequels came around. It was their time to switch it up. Now with SpongeBob and Shrek, we're seeing like new animations and everyone's like, no, we don't want it. We don't want it to change. It's change. It's inevitable. Doesn't mean you're going to have to like it by any means. But sometimes it can be quite cool. Anyone ever tell me I look almost like Obi-Wan? A little bit. There you go, Moon. Qui-Gon. That's the one I get the most. Qui-Gon Jinn. I'll take either of those as long as it's a younger Kenobi. As long as it's not grumpy, sat on a log, Dagobah Kenobi. No, there is only one way. Like, no hope in Leia. What's Leia gonna do? The fact Kenobi writes off Leia instantly is savage. Cannot believe he did that. Is this the seat or is this up on the end? I always try and get ahead and it bugs me when I can't. And I don't know what's going on, but we'll keep building. We did see this mech in Avatar, Fire and Ash. That's the name of the new one, Fire and Ash. So, before we get into what we saw, what's the next one going to be called? I'm thinking back to Bionicle, we had our Earth tribes, we had our Ice tribes. We've seen water, we've seen fire, and we started off with air. I suppose land... No, wait, they're the sky people. We don't really see any land tribes. Wait, no. Hold on. What are the first ones? Are they the air? Are they the air avatars? Because they're flying. They're flying around. They've got the tree, but they're on land. They don't really fly, do they? Until... I think they fly... See, I need to rewatch the first Avatar. What's the whole thing between the first one? Does Jake come and teach them how to fly because they weren't using their potential, and then it turns out like everyone already is? We've got the water peeps, the water tribe. We've got the fire tribe, because they call them sky people when they come and invade, because they landed on the planet. All the bad guys. I'm pretty sure they're called sky people. Need to rewatch that. Get a cape and a lightsaber, and I got it. Got a cape and a lightsaber. Just need to get them out. From what you've seen, Avatar live action doesn't look as good. The Avatar Last Airbender. I've seen a few people say that they liked it, but I do think it's in the same way of with... I don't know, like the Ahsoka show. Seeing that for the first time, you're like, oh, you like it. But then some people grow up with the animation and they're like, whoa, that's only half of it. Ahsoka can do so much more. And you haven't seen anything yet. And I feel like if I start watching it live action, that's going to be what it's like. The animation can do so much more than the live action. I think it could, but it didn't want to at the time. Because if you start adding motion capture and basically Avatar, I was saying with Tinks, is Avatar not an animated movie at this point? How much animation does it need before it becomes straight up an animated movie? Because there's a lot of backgrounds. They don't shoot on scene much, I can tell you that. Definitely no places on Earth that look that good. And yeah, there's not a lot, even with costumes. I feel like it's motion capture suits. No way, I don't know why I put on that voice. No way that they're able to just gear up, and so many special effects needed for that. And it looks good, it pays off. But also, it's animated. It's animated at that point. I love an animation because of it. But I can't call Avatar live action. It's a bit like SpongeBob. The yo-yo between the two, which we'll be doing a lot today, because I do want to get a SpongeBob set built if we've got the time. But SpongeBob has live action characters in it. In fact, the new movie especially sees Mark Hamill take on the role of the Flying Dutchman. But I wouldn't say that's a live action movie just because it has a cameo. And there are a load of Maul. Maul has its live action scenes as well. But that's definitely not live action. That is animation. So I'd say Avatar's animated as well. Oh, forgot 1x4. Can't be having that. Definitely the cockpit. So this is the front. Sweet, now we know what we're doing. And from a certain point of view, I need to read The Return of the Jedi. I read bits of I still need to finish A New Hope, because I want to finish A New Hope before I go on to Empire, and then I want to finish Empire before I do Return of the Jedi as well. Why are we covering up this angle here? What is it? Because this also looks like it's going outwards towards the end. I need to come back onto the actual, yeah, 360. What's going on at the back? Is that space for the legs? But even if that's space for the legs, I'm gonna break the screen 1 minute, zoom right in, get that as far as I can over. I can kind of see, because the ball joints need the space to go in. Doesn't feel right covering it up. Doesn't feel right. I'll go with it. I'll go with it. Does it fit in here as well, or is this is on the far end? Have I seen the new Doom bust? I have seen bits and pieces of the new Doom bust, and the eyes look terrifying. They look creepy. Is there any way you could do, if you were making a Doom bust, forget the rest of it, if you're making a Doom bust, which element would you use for the eyes? Because I don't know. I don't know what piece I'd use for the eyes. I don't think there is a piece that's thin enough with the hole in. I don't know if it's a printed element as well. Maybe that's the way to go. Printed elements, but Lego have so many elements, not a lot of holy elements. Not in terms of a bust. Normally they'd brick build the entire thing out. Oh, this is a good idea. 2 1x4s, and I can then remove one if we only need that one gap, because this piece here already has a little bit sticking out. Like, what's going on with that? We've got that one. I might. Do I need anything underneath? Do I need... Wait, hold on. The 1x2's in the middle here? What? So what's this for back here? What is going on? I'm going to swap that to a 1x2 and hope that I don't need it later, because it seems to be all right. At least we've got the 1x4 to remove. Yeah, the Doom bust looks cool. The ingots on the chest does look nice. It's I wonder if we'll get more Doom sets later on, because if it gets to Christmas and there's one £45 Doom set that comes with a minifigure, as well as the Advent, at least Doom's in the Advent, then there we go. That should fix it. If not, I have to set that straight. If we get one 45 quid set, I'm going to be so disappointed with Lego. They can't do that again. Not after Cap. After they did it with Cap, Brave New World, and gave that one 45 quid set. Then Toy Story, they've just done the same. I just saw a comment, actually. I need to respond to a few comments after this stream. I'll try and do that over the weekend. Yeah, Toy Story, great movie. I would recommend it. If you're planning on seeing it, see it, because you feel that way about the movie. If not, count down to Disney Plus, because it is worth waiting to see, like day one. So I definitely recommend it. Where are the 1x? Are they all in here? Oh, I suppose they are. So Clone Troopers don't have many controls. What if because I've got like a few astronaut cheeses, but I think they'd be better with either a screen or just a plain side. Not too complicated, you know. Stormtroopers aren't trained to use these mechs. They're just given these mechs in battle and expected to know how to use it. So a similar control to an AT-RT would suffice. Maybe some extra info if they want to bring it up. Sweet, and that's where the figure... I think they're going to be standing in this. Despite the room that there is, I have a feeling they're going to be standing in this. How could you do that to a clone trooper? Alright, I'm going to grab all these joints. We'll be needing those as well. I think they've got to do more sets because it's the biggest Marvel movie. Yes, in a while. This is the big Marvel event, isn't it? Like, this feels like it's Avengers level where Avengers was at the time. With how big Avengers was, Doomsday, they've got the countdown for it. This is involving more Marvel characters than I could remember ever being in any other set. Like, we have a few comic runs that are a bit like, oh, everyone's present, but they're not present in this way. Most of them don't even speak in half those runs. It's like, oh yes, remember when so-and-so teamed up and their silhouettes in the background of like one frame. And that's it. This is a full-on team up. This is nuts. This is going to be so good though. Can't wait for Doomsday. Yeah, Doomsday is at the next. We got Spider-Man. I wonder Spider-Man's involvement in Doomsday. As it's flickering, I can see it. Let's sort this out. That should sort it. Locked. I would like to see a few more playsets. I think Doom being in the Advent is a good sign because they announced that before any other sets. It's either going to mean Doom's not getting a set yet because of how tight Marvel are being with spoilers. I'll be honest, there are entire corners of the internet that are dedicated to Lego leaks. Wait a sec. Oh, this goes on the back. Oh, I see. And then we're rounding this one off. I love how these 1x2 rounded plates are just used to fill gaps. They're not used for rounding off or adding any sort of function, just to add a few gaps here and there. Make it look a bit pretty, and that's it. That is it. What is the countdown for Doom looking like? Can anyone pull it up in another tab? Doomsday. Because what was that? Oh, clicked on it the other day and there was something similar Doomsday coming up and everyone was laughing about it. Oh, I can't remember what it was now, but that is not as far away as it seems. It's already July, August, September, October, November and a half. I don't remember what day it is anymore. So for Lego to release sets, they really need to drop what, November? I don't November would work with Christmas coming up. Marvel would play it well if they have a load of merch coming out November time, because then it would be on shelves for Christmas. But the only thing with November release is, would they have anything January? Which, that's when kids have money. They get the money. Like, I think kids spend their money on January. Before January, they spend it on Christmas, is what I meant to say. So I don't think many of them are saving it up. And January sales don't exist in most companies. Like, most direct Lego sets aren't going to be on sale over January. Or what other sets? Mattel aren't going to reduce their sets over January. They're going to keep them full price, and other retailers are going to reduce them because they can get cheaper discounts, and maybe they're picking them up cheaper, but we definitely aren't. Not yet. I haven't seen any. Some good sets come in January. Oh yes, some really good sets. So would Marvel want to compete if they had a big wave? Because this year, Star Wars I think Star Wars pulled out. They had a load of young sets. They didn't have any display sets. They went for kids as their main audience. They also went with a load of smaller battle packs and that style of set as opposed to dropping Boba Fett. Could you imagine knocking Boba Fett out in January? Oh, hold on, that's... Oh, I see now. All right, I'm gonna have to pull up. I'm gonna have to pull up this mech so I can see where I'm meant to be changing colors, because at the minute the whole thing's great. I should have built this in white. I didn't think of building it in white. There we go. I've got the image up now though. I mean, yeah, I can zoom in. But can I zoom in without zoom? If I zoom in one side, it zooms in the other. Lego, no. Well, there is that big mech image at least. Maybe I'll bring that up on the page. All right. So this should be white, and then I'll try and get a red on the top, which I just need to up this by a plate, I think, like a 2x2, but get a white one in below it. You can still keep a load of the grey. The Clone Shock Trooper mech is so great. I think some of the best sets come in January. Looking back at this year, there have been some really good sets outside of January, but as a whole, have they really beat January, especially in price? Price, you can't beat January, because the cheapest sets come out January, and then not many sets have come out since. We got Mando. So we did get a drop for Mando. Are we going to get a drop? Mando is like Lego's baby when it comes to Star Wars. Mando is not going to get the same treatment as Starfighter, or rather, Starfighter isn't going to get the same treatment as Mando. I fear Starfighter is going to get like one set, and watch it be another UCS X-Wing or something that not many people are going to be interested in. And then we got Smart Play, which was more on Lego's behalf anyway. No one really wanted Smart Play. There were a few curious minds, but no one was going out thinking, oh yes, it's Smart Play Day, which I was hoping to. Smart Play does look like fun, but the price is just so expensive. Price so many people out of it, you just couldn't afford to pick up like your favorite set plus Smart Play. Need more of those ball joints, but where the ball joints is on the short edge of the brick, not the long edge. Oh, the 1x2 flipped. I've got one tub that actually a tub this big that is filled with all my other ball joints. So these being on the wall was a blessing. And if I find the other ones on the wall, I need to pick up a few of those ones as well. Oh, what about red studs? Good thing with all these snot pieces and white cheese. Yeah, let's replace that, get a bit more color in it, and try and stay away from these grays and darker colors of the set. That's where Studio comes in handy, because you can just build it in there, recolor what you need, and then go off that. But we're not building this in Studio, we're building the real deal. For that, I need a red plate and then some slopes. I wish Lego had a few more, not parts on the wall. Too many parts on the wall would become repetitive. Repetitive after a while, you'd also be spoiled for choice. But I wish you could order parts by weight. I wish you could order parts by weight, so that you didn't fill new parts. New parts might be an exception, but I wish you could order bulk Lego by weight. That way Lego might be earning more on their studs, on some of their smaller pieces, but they'd also not be losing, but be getting less on their bigger parts. And I don't see too many people buying them to sell them on. If maybe that's why Lego don't. They appreciate the aftermarket. I have seen that Bricklink's gone through a remodel. We'll be talking about that on Tuesday as well, because I need to look into that. I don't know what's changed. Maybe we'll go back to start using it. I think out of principle, I'm probably not going to hop back on Bricklink. Brickhouse been so good. The people on Brickhouse as well. Nice little community on there. Ooh, Hold on a second. Do I not have red cut slopes? Just a one double. Well, that's no good. I can't tear this in half, can I? Unless I try and hoop it off the side, and then we could slope the, oh, and then we could cover it like so. That looks like Superman's undies though. It's not what I wanted for the clone. Superman's undies. Maybe I can find a brick that will fit. Let's double check if we've got them in red before we count them out. And if not, I'll get some of those 2x3s and plate it out, make it look real nice. Lego Pick-a-Brick blind boxes. Wait, that would be amazing because Lego get to get rid of parts that they don't want. They could put them on for like extra value. So you're ending up saving money even if you're getting a part that Lego can't sell. There's this one brick that Lego aren't able to sell and they put it in every single blind box and it's like a guarantee that you get that part. Everyone waiting for that one box that comes without any. A Lego part blind box is an amazing idea. And I'm sure if individuals were to try and get on it, you know, it just smells like trouble. I don't think it would work. But for Lego to do it and it not be a scam, that would be awesome. A few new parts in there, maybe the odd minifigure. They'd have to put something like 1 in 1,000 chance to get, and it's just a regular minifigure, not Star Wars, but 1 in 1,000 chance to get a minifigure. How many parts would we be ordering then? I would be ordering from Lego. If it gave me a 1 in 1,000 chance of anything. I like the gamble. I like the knowing that there's a chance I could get something like a minifigure, something like, yes, just the chance of something. A surprise. Dark red. Is dark red gonna cut it? Or should this be white? I have a few white, red. I'm thinking we do what we just said about with Lego. And, oh, there's another white. Do what we just said about Lego and cut it out. Get some different slopes. Which if we're trying to build up, I don't suppose we're going to want it on the outside. We'll want a corner. We'll want a 2x4 that's slightly thinner than that. And then an ingot. We don't want any studs on the top of this, do we? Oh wow, look at that. What have I been building with a lot of grey? Why do I feel like this isn't even all the grey? I feel like I've used a lot of greys on the Star Destroyer. I think the Star Destroyer is still built. And there was a first order ship as well that had, oh, it was the Gorilla 8080. The Gorilla 8080, instead of just using these slopes, I used a bunch of greys that I doubled up. Maybe that's where them ones are from. The Gorilla 8080. What a build. No. No. Wait, only one side? And don't tell me I've only got one side of white as well. Wait, what? Why do I only have one side? No, that is not good. All right. You can get out of here. I'm not even going to use that one side. Why one side? Crikey. Right, what else? I suppose I could slope off the top of this, couldn't I? Like cheese slopes and a little 1x2 plate and a tile, or a plate and an ingot, or a mix of plates and something else. Let's check if I've got any 1x2s before I use the little ones. Nah, not a popular colour in red in slopes. Hope I got 4 in here. I think we need a few more around this. Some are scam. Yeah, some mystery boxes actually. I'd be willing to say with Lego and with Pokemon cards and with car insurance. Let's throw it out there. That feels alright. Most of them are probably scams. Most of them are, unless you've got a pre-existing relationship. Sometimes it can be anyway, but most of them aren't going to be worth as much as you think, especially with Pokemon cards. I didn't realize how bad Pokemon cards had got recently. Like, I knew Pokemon cards had always been bad, but recently seeing them just flying off shelves. Thankfully, it's not the way with Lego. Do you remember when everyone tried to do it with a 501st Legion Battle Pack? Thankfully, not near me. And that's all it's down to. It's down to, same with the magazines. It's down to how many people, well, not how many people, which areas the people are in. And I don't think it's as easy as saying, oh, they're in this area, they must be doing this. It's a case of, if there's someone locally that wants it, they'll get it. They'll pick it up. There's no way to tell, funnily enough. There's no surefire way to tell if it's a scalper or if it's just really popular that day. All it takes is for one person to say something, or like when I'm out and about, if I'm looking for a minifigure, I'll let people know, oh, do you know about this app? Like, oh, which one are you looking for? Help them out. And all it takes is for like 3 people to bump into me, and suddenly that good minifigure's gone. That was the Bionicle fig, and there were a few good ones of the last CMF. But at the same point, all it takes is one person picking up like 20 Bionicle figs, and they're also gone. They're remaking a Ninjago prequel into a comic book. Oh, after all, the prequel's quite short. Yeah, slightly more fleshed out. Yeah, that would be awesome for Ninjago. That would be awesome, because they also know what they know now. Years later, they're able to, you know, reference a few bits ahead. It's what Star Wars was able to do. To then go on with the future of the story. Oh yeah, let's bring some of those in and link it all together. That would be nuts for Ninjago. Awesome. I'll keep an eye out for that. I still want to get my hands on those Star Wars books. The one where like Luke explains everything. They've included some more bits like Cal. I haven't picked up a dictionary. I have been bought a load of dictionaries, which is nice. I'm looking back through. Actually, I've got them both here. Can I pull this without? Yes. I've got both the storyboards books that I'm keeping out, because I've started flicking back through these again. I'm just going to show you a peek. So here's the Falcon taking off. I love the storyboard books because they show the original intention, and most of these are the ones that made it actually through to Star Wars. But there's also a few storyboards and notes about how different it could have been. I wouldn't mind Ninjago having a little story, a little what if, and that's what Ninjago needs. It needs a what if to explore. Let's get some wacky what ifs in there. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if... What's the weirdest Ninjago what if they could explore? The weirdest... Well, I suppose there's a few weird ones. What if... Because, like, what if Wu and Garmadon had swapped their personalities, but backwards? So Garmadon starts training this, like, team of... Does Garmadon being the old Wu, does Garmadon take on ninjas? And does Wu then sit in a castle trying to find the golden weapons? How would that work? He already didn't have the golden weapons at that point, but he had the uniform. So maybe he would have thought, maybe Wu would have thought that the golden weapons were theirs. So much could be explored that way. It looks like we do need to cover this up. But why? Because then we're just uncovering it up anyway. Let's go with it. Let's go with it, as the instructions say. not sure I'm going to enjoy this, but I suppose if there's enough space to get the figure standing up, there should be enough space for a clone helmet in there. I hope. Fingers crossed. What else Ninjago's got? We still don't know about Season 4 Part 2. And they've just put all Season 4... They've started putting them on them live shows as well, running them around on YouTube. So, can't be too far away. You gotta be close. Oh, brackets. Brackets and what? Brackets and... Oh, it's an arch. Oh, I missed that one. Completely missed that. Oh, perfect. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, archers, for jumping out all over the place. You know what? If I've dropped one, that one can be free. We'll let that one go. I think I'm going to go with... I keep going grey. Stop going grey. Go with red, because it's about that height. I'm hoping the arms and the legs are covering all of this up. Perfect. One left, one right. So we'll keep that red. Where'd the studs go? And one or two, one for now. What do I think of Season 11 Part 2? That's supposedly where they're going now. But in that part, the animation wasn't where it was today. Season 11 Part 2. Let's have a look. Part 2. Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu. Or was that the whole season? Or was that... Oh, yes, because... Oh, yes. I remember where it got left off. I got confused by Part 2 because we watched them back to back. Wow, intro elimination. They eliminated Part 1. Or Part 2 would be next. I love seeing those eliminations on Reddit. Part 2 with the... Where are we now? Because they're still split in Dragon's Rising, aren't they? They're still separated. They haven't met up. They're going through their trials. It was mainly Lloyd orientated. Oh. Ending was kind of rushed for Season 11 Part 2. So they get to flush it out. That's what's nice about Dragon's Rising. There's no need to put out a... Right now, we don't know when it is. Right now, we don't know when it's coming out. We don't know what's happening with it. We just know, or we just hope that there's something coming out eventually. And yeah, that's quite nice then. Going back to that, I can see how they do it. And they also have more characters. That's what's nice about Dragon's Rising. There's more characters, so it feels more... It's not reliant on the same, typically 4, 5, 6 ninjas to then get through it. And throughout Ninjago, the 15 seasons of Ninjago, they had a lot of, oh no, so-and-so's been captured, or so-and-so's out of action, and they had to get rid of some of the ninjas, whereas now, having split them up, and they've each got some younger characters with them as well, I think that helps the youth and the way they think. That's not the right colour. I'm excited for Part 2. Yeah, I can see that. That's going to be real nice, isn't it? I'm excited for Legends as well. Not Legacy. Legends with the bigger sets and all. It seems to be adult focused, but I'm not saying we're getting an R-rated, gory Ninjago series. I'm sure it's going to be just the same as the rest. But I don't know what to expect. It does seem a little bit that it will be almost different, but there's that one set that has the switching of the heads as well. Which there was the Grimtack set that has the similar costume, I'm pretty sure, to one of the Legend sets. I couldn't find it last time I was talking about it, but there is one Ninjago set that has a similar costume for Kai and Nia to one of the Legend sets. And I wonder if that's in any way linked to the Legends show. We don't know anything about that either. This is not going to work. This it's how it is in the instructions, but I'm telling you, that's not going to work, Lego, unless we're not stacking anything on there, which I doubt we are. But if they try it, don't try it. Oh, oh, yes. How many of these do I need? No more, sweet. A lot of brackets. This thing is solid. It's going to be a pain to break down. We need those as well. I've got some brown ones and green ones if I need. The Legend series will probably be an anime cartoon style from the trailer alone. Wait, do we have a trailer for it? I haven't seen anything for it, but like a more exaggerated animation style would be awesome for Ninjago, given how Ninjago already is with its tricks and flips. They are able to bump that up at all. Oh, now we're talking. Yeah, I'm also excited for Visions. Yes, got to see the Visions. Visions? It's not Visions. Ninth Jedi. The Ninth Jedi trailer today. Oh, I am excited for that. There's something about that style of show, that animation, and also no limits for Visions, for Ninth Jedi. There's no existing, well, there is an existing world, but there's no limits to that world. You then get to run with what you want, and it's almost like being reintroduced to something. That's what Avatar's been doing. So Avatar have reintroduced, oh, I forgot the 1x4. They've reintroduced the same world with pre-existing characters, but they opened us up to that water world. The second movie featured water very heavily, and the third one then went into fire and the control of such things. Despite the fact that they're not becoming waterbenders, they're not, like, this isn't Avatar: The Last Airbender. They've not run it as in physical control. Almost just separating them based on where they are. They've been like, oh yeah, these people live by the water, way of the water. These people are in the volcano, fire and ash. It's quite straightforward the way they've worked it, but the theme is present. The theme is definitely present. I think Avatar 3, if anything, takes a bit long to get into it. I think the good thing with Avatar Fire and Ash, the newer one, is, and it isn't called Avatar 3 Fire and Ash. I think this is why. Because if you hadn't seen any Avatar movie up till this point, it works. It works just like Phantom Menace. It works. If you haven't seen Star Wars up to that point, I don't know how well Phantom Menace works. Not as well as Avatar, because that was clearly a prequel to another movie. But if you keep watching, the more you watch, the more you understand. Same with Avatar. It works alone, but if you've watched the previous two movies, oh, you are going to understand so much more. You're not going to be as shocked. It will be quite shocking watching through, not in a scary sense, but in a, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, all throughout, just because of how much is going on and how much they brush past later on if you haven't seen it before. Whereas I think Avatar does work. First time watching. Haven't watched Harry Potter in a while. Kind of want to watch the first one. Oh, I haven't watched Harry Potter for ages. And that's another thing with Harry Potter. I suppose it's always been present because the Harry Potter books, and I can't really say I read the Harry Potter books ages ago. I don't know how many I read. I don't think I read the whole thing because it took me a while to get through Lord of the Rings. But when I was reading Lord of the Rings, Bombadil. Bombadil's all I have to say to that. They left out the best bits. Tom Bombadil weren't even in the movie. What? Tom Bombadil has like a book dedicated to him. You don't know Tom Bombadil. I think Tom Bombadil has his own book. But I don't know what's in that book. I haven't read that one. Still want to read the Silmarillion, because that's the book that I started reading and then was like, hold on, why haven't I read the other books? So I paused that. But in Silmarillion, there's probably a few books I could read before that. I don't think that was the first one published. Definitely meant to be one of the best. But it's just like if you read the Harry Potter books and then watch Harry Potter, you're going to understand more. Avatar 3 works as a semi-standalone movie. Not many movies work that way, which is why it's like 3 hours long. You can go take a toilet break in the middle of it. You can be late back to your seat because there was a queue for the popcorn, but it still works. And that is amazing. All right, the inspiration for this mech, right? We'll get back to talking movies in a second. Because there is a upcoming Harry Potter series. I want to talk a bit about that. But the inspiration for this mech, you can see it's quite metallic underneath, and you can see quite clearly metal. We've got the minifigure standing in the middle, which will be a clone. But then the way I want to make this look is that it's been painted over, rather than it coming fresh off the production line and, you know, being nice and shiny and glowing and everything. I want this to look like the clone troopers picked this up. Maybe they've been to Pandora? I think it's Pandora. Picked this up themselves and then been able to use this, paint this up, use this on the battlefield, and hey, battlefield. I said the thing. Yeah. And then, yeah, make the most of it, I suppose. Is this... I've lost my image. Is this the side that we've just... Oh, I suppose that's this, isn't it? Does that go forward, right? Definitely goes forward. And then we got the shoulder on top. This is going to look amazing. I want to get a bit of white down the back, though. And then a lot of tiles covering the side. I suppose if we've got this... Oh, we don't have the space for all the tiles. Let me get a plate in there. Maybe a 1x3 if I can squeeze it. Yeah, look like I can. Oh, not with a corner slope. Oh, and I don't have a red corner on the top. I could add a white bit on here and try and block that out. Let's see, 2x3. Just mix the red and the white and see what we come up with. So, Harry Potter, the series. I think that's going to be the next big thing in terms of, well, what's the previous big thing? Rings of Power coming back was a big thing, even though it's different and even though it didn't get the same reception that Lord of the Rings did. I think Rings of Power was them bringing back Lord of the Rings, or at least trying to. We've now got that other movie in the works. We'll see what comes of that. But Rings of Power was the last big thing that I can think of. Am I forgetting anything? Any other shows that have popped out and just missed my radar? Because I think the Harry Potter series will help flesh it out more, and it could give us more sets. I hope so. I hope that they don't just Lego. I hope that Lego don't do a Batman and choose. The worst thing Lego can do is choose. Give us sets for both. There are going to be people that want movie sets, and I don't know Lego's license on that. I don't know how long they've got. They've probably got quite a bit. And I don't think people are just going to want sets off the movie, because if Lego drop the series, if Lego drop either one, it's not going to end well, because no matter what, they'd have fans going, oh, but Harry Potter was so much better when they did this, and Harry Potter was so much better when we had this. There's no way they could win if they choose. Not to mention the 100th castle that they haven't finished. Please, Lego. Lego have been doing so good recently with Luna's house and some of the other sets that we haven't got before. It's almost like they've realised, Lego this is, that people don't just want Hogwarts. People want these houses, and in fact, I'd be willing to say that Harry Potter fans are getting back into Lego because of some of the new sets. Especially looking into Harry Potter. I got a few of the original Harry Potter sets, but year in, year out. The fact that they didn't complete Hogwarts the first time round, That was enough to, if they'd at least done a few other houses, which I think they have with subsequent releases, then at least it's a case of they're trying to complete Hogwarts. No, they haven't been trying to complete Hogwarts. They've just been leaving it, getting as far as they want to, as far as they think they can milk, and dropping it. Some of the Luna's house, even some of the castle expansions have been so good for Harry Potter. I hate to see that switch up just for the series. It's not worth it, Lego. It's not worth it. Oh, is it worth it swapping that out for a slope? No. I'm going to say no. And see what we've got in here. Also, I kind of want to whack a little cheese slope or two. I need the inverted cheese slope, which has popped out in... Oh, here's the other avatar set. Forgot to show that off earlier. 1x1 cheese inverted. It's this one, but with the crack in the middle. Don't know what that's called. A slope 31 degrees. All right, this is how we do it. Slope 31. I have the degree sign. All right, 1x3. We've seen that. We don't have the corner. Have they released it yet? Or is that a piece that we're seeing later on? I'm pretty sure they announced it. The 1x1 that's got that half... 1x1 with the half slope. It meets in the middle and then it cheeses out on a corner. A what slope? It's not this sort of corner. It's this. Yeah, so it would be a 31 double concave. So slope 31 double concave. I guess that they haven't done it yet. So that's a cheese slope we'll be looking forward to. I need one of those. I need one of those in this so that I can concave the cheese right here instead of this slope. On a cheese concave. So what I'll do is probably have a rounded piece there and then have like a triple wired cheese. Perhaps something like this. Oh, or but then, and then this, and then choices, chat. What are we gonna do? Let's add this on, and then I'll know the look that I want to get, because we want this bottom bit to be as red as possible. So maybe a 1x4. Or a slope, or a big old slope, like a 1x4 sort of slope going through the middle. Or we could cheese off a white and then add some red. Get a little utility belt of some sort. What if we added white over the top of... Speaking of belt, we need a jumper and something, a jumper and an ingot. Like that, and then a corner piece. That feels like it's coming out too far. So maybe that slopes down. Perfect. That's what I want. If I've got one. Well, let's double check we got one before we get too excited. But if I do, that's where it's going. And if not, we can always whack a slope there instead. There's the one that escaped. It's come begging back. I think the upcoming Harry Potter series will help. Bank set is also pretty good. The bank set for... Oh, Gringotts. I like the big one. I quite like, actually, more than the big sets, more than the big Gringotts, I really like the street that they're making. The playset scale street. No, that's definitely not it. Yeah, I think this and maybe another one at the bottom. Another cheese slope, double cheese. So many of the flat ones now. Might need its own drawer soon. I like the little street because it's a bit more affordable. Some of those sets are pricey, 90 odd quid. But compared to the UCS sets, it's a more cohesive build. You know what I mean when I say like the playset street? the sets that are not cheap, but cheaper. And then you get a few buildings that aren't even in the UCS style builds. Oh, this is a Sonic mech. This isn't a clone trooper mech. This is Sonic. Oh, a little sticker Easter egg from the inside of, or the outside of the mech. The specific one as well. That's cool. That's what a sticker's good for, because if you want to pick up more of these, at the end of the day, they're Marines, I think, and the avatars, the avatars, but the avatars are what the humans call them. They don't call them self-avatars. They call themselves people. Not monkey boys, as they call everyone else. I built this side already, and well, I like the little snippets that we get in the instructions. Just another one after doing the other side. And that screen is digital on the inside, so that is separate to, maybe I should have gone with blue, because that's separate to the top. That's another shoulder joint now. Yeah, I like the smaller sets. Star Wars doesn't have many because most ships are the sets. The set is the ship, and there's nothing you can do more than it. Once you've built the ship's there, and it's to be played with. But we could have, if we have something like the Forbidden Forest, which gave you a car or a little bit of a scene for Harry Potter, and then you could build that together to make the Forbidden Forest. Do I have any other colors of that? Oh, I do. I have white. That's going to be much better than grey, and it covers the dark bluish grey ball joint as well. Now there, if we got a little bit of Coruscant here, or a little bit of Felucia, so Felucia 327 battle pack, and then we got the MTT as well. If we got a little bit of Felucia, maybe the old flowers, a little bit of scenery, and then we could have built that up every time we picked up one of those sets. That would have been better than just not getting any of it. Not getting any real Felucia. I don't remember getting any Felucia. I don't remember getting any flowers. Definitely one in the battle pack. I'm going to have to check the MTT, because I've seen that on display, but have they been removing the flowers? Have they been getting rid of someone pocketed them? No flowers. No scene whatsoever. The Battle of Felucia comes with no Felucia. That's crazy. What's next? Batman versus Superman car, not going to come with Superman. Batman and Robin, not going to come with Robin. Like, that's crazy. Of course they wouldn't do that for Batman. Of course DC wouldn't get half a set. Sorry if you are a DC fan out there. Yep, they are sets. That is how Lego has done it. Oh, and they're forgetting the most important part. Battle of Felucia, but it doesn't come with Felucia. Oh dear. It's not even like there's a Create a 3-in-1 set that looks like it either. That I think Lego would get away with. If we could at least build Felucia using any other set. We need a bit more white. But the shoulders of the 212. Shoulders are red. So red would work on the end tier. Maybe we save white for the leg. Oh, don't tell me I've eaten the red. No. Gold, grey. Wait. No red? I have to make, well, this is, I suppose the shoulders of the mech are on the arm, whereas this is the torso. Definitely the shoulders. Also no clip here for the torso. This is big. This is a substantial mech, and I don't know the price of this set. We did get a brick built creature with it, so I'd probably say half is for this mech. We got a molded head with a creature, so I'd say half is for the creature and the flowers. Don't know if that's fair. I think the mech isn't that much more than the creature, but in the way that Lego would market, they'd either make the creature more expensive because of the molded piece, Or because it's Avatar and who knows what rules Avatar follow, maybe they'd do the mech instead, because again, a lot of pieces, a lot of small pieces as well. Wait, is this the arm? No, it's the top. Is this the arm? Let me get it built and then we can laugh at this. Red 2x3s. I had a stack of them, and the back's got to be red. I mean, not a lot of red on a 212, but ain't that why we're adding more red here, to make up for it? Ooh, white or red? Let's go full red. Full red, even these slopes. Everything red. Not those slopes. These ones, yes. It's a good thing with mocking out these sets. They're not going to look the same. Lego, Harry Potter have done that as well with Dobby. Dobby, the Harry Potter Dobby set is a 2-in-1. So you don't have to build Dobby. You can build Creature, which is the house elf from Order of the Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken. Right, we've got that cockpit in universe that have some sort of shield protecting it. Would we need just a little black piece and then add some clips onto that? Yeah. That would try to protect it. Maybe it's a bit of a reinforced material. And I'm going to mimic that with the black clips on the bottom as well. Try and get to the work. Dobby the house elf is a 2-in-1. So that if you already have Dobby, which has been done a load of times, we're getting a new Dobby next year. I heard that. Someone said we're getting a new Dobby next year. Do we need a new Dobby next year? Has anyone stopped to think, do we need a new Dobby? I know we're getting a new Dobby, but do we need a new Dobby? Couldn't we get what about a Creature? Did we get Creature in the Phoenix set? Don't remember getting Creature. I feel like Creature's one of those characters. We got Dobby, so they don't do Creature, but then they just give us Dobby again and again and again and never get round to Creature. You could probably... See, I can't say that Dobby and Creature aren't different, because they are. That feels racist because they're both house elves. They're very different. But at the same point, because of how few creatures we've got to Dobby, you could just use a Dobby for a Creature. Creature the house elf. Oh, they've got green. I think I'm going to leave it plain just because of how this slopes down. I don't want to meddle with that. Let's get that cockpit in. And this is... Oh, these are printed cockpits. This is a not printed cockpit, which best be in here. Otherwise, it's still with my other troopers. Here we go. I've got a few of these. Yes, it has been used in a few Star Wars sets, so that's one piece I do own. And let's see what this looks like. Oh, I love this cockpit. This is very Gundam, though. Very Gundam. One of my favorite Millennium Falcons. Good question. I did like... I've built... The Force Awakens was my first Falcon. That's always going to have a special place. It was very barren. I think having built a few Falcons, one thing I've noticed, the Falcons were very empty. Even the Smart Play Falcon. Very empty. Very empty in terms of what they could have filled in with it. The amount of space on the inside was... Considering they built one scene in the Smart Play Falcon. We do have the beds, we do have a few other bits, but it's mostly the one scene. I was surprised at how empty it still felt. They told it off a lot, but there were still things I needed to add, such as the computer. I don't think they had any computer in there. Same thing with some of the other Falcons, except for the fact they had a lot of the displays. So the UCS one's pretty good. I give that one credit. But outside the UCS Falcon, they've all been missing something. I don't think I have a favorite Falcon. I think the Force Awakens Falcon, not the UCS one, the Force Awakens playset's probably my favorite, just by default of it being my first. But the Falcon I want to see, first off, the Falcon I want to see is a Lando 9 Falcon, just because, why not? They could create a whole new interior, run with it, give us some new characters. But also, the Falcon I want to see would have been that smart play size with a full flushed out scene. Sort of like the Christmas diorama we made at Christmas. Funnily enough, Christmas diorama. But also, with the playset Falcons, if they put up little walls, or if they added, if they put a little bit more into the interior, not to pack it out, but to busy it a little bit, get a few more things inside, I think the next one would be my favorite, if they could do that. So, like any set, I like a modification. I think the Falcon, oh, good point. I haven't built the solo one. So maybe the solo one is that's the one that I need. That's the one that I need to give a shot and see if I fall in love with that one. Because I don't know what's on the inside of the solo one. I'm going to pull that up. Solo Falcon. The Kessel Run Millennium Falcon. I've built the polybag of this, and well, no, I've turned the Falcon into a polybag of this, and I've also built the magazine version of this. Wait a second. Genuinely, this is what I'm talking about. You've got the arches, you've got the bed that have been like covered over, you've got the full couch, even though it's a bit dirty. Wait, the Kessel Run. Why did I miss out on the solo sets? No, why did I miss out the solo sets? Why did I do it? I missed out on the Kessel Run. I've missed out on all the solo sets. You know what I've got instead of the solo sets? That Lando Calrissian bottle topper. That's it. That's it. Do I have anything else from Solo? I have a load of Funko Pops. I think I really got into my Funko Pops over Solo. But I can't even say that because I got them ages later. I got them way later. Well, not way later, but a little bit later. So I can't even blame Funko. Just my own fault. Yeah, I missed out on the Kessel Run Falcon. I missed out on the TIE Fighter as well, which I'm not sure about it being minifigure scale, but we will get around to solo sets eventually. Scaling those up. I might expedite that. Top of the list so that we can see if I should get around and build some of these. Also, the escape pod at the front of the Falcon. Not the one that they use in the sequels, but the one at the front, which is more like an emergency one for the pilot. Well, let's hope I don't need any. Oh, couldn't I use plates here? Tiles, even. I am using plates. Couldn't I use tiles here and then get those teethy slopes? I think I saw 2 in white. No, yep, there's one. And I know there's one in red, but is there another in white? Yes. Wait. Can I bring up? I can. I can. Let's copy this across to the stream Falcon. There you go. Whilst I look for the red tiles. This is the Kessel Run Falcon. What a Falcon. My favorite image. Actually, back of the box. It does tend to be the back of the box image. You'll see it on videos. I whack up the back of the box image because it looks so much better than the front. It tells you everything you need to know. Maybe it doesn't look better for a kid, and that's why they don't show. Like, if your action figure had, especially R2-D2, something like that, had all its flaps open and was flashing what it could do on the front of the box, probably wouldn't be a very popular toy. But as someone that loves the interiors, loves all the functionality of a ship. I absolutely love this. This looks amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get around to building this at some point. It's made that impression straight away. And this is what I wanted from a Falcon. Can't believe I've missed this whole time. Where's it been? Lego just released this, right? This is a upcoming set. You know, I was saying about how they're doing a load of Mando and original trilogy. Lego have gone back to Solo, right? Can I show? Oh, yes. The Solo one that is the Falcon. I might even try and pick one of these up, you know, later on once we've got all of the other sets built. Great set. So this would have retailed for... See, now, let's guess this. Lego don't come up with the price. I'm just getting rid of the image. Retired product, Kessel Run 75212, 1,414 pieces. But this isn't when Lego were making, you know, a lot of that. Like, these are all bigger parts, not a load of them smaller part substitutions. So I think this is 150. I wouldn't be too surprised if it goes up to... With Solo, I don't know how the pricing is. I know how the pricing was for Force Awakens, which I remember being semi-decent. And I also know how the pricing then got with Last Jedi and how silly it got to an extent. So I would understand if this was 180. It's a bad price if it is anywhere near 180. I'm going to go 150. Kessel Run. And let me reveal this. So Kessel Run, Millennium Falcon. It says... It's valued at 150 now, so that's looking quite good. Released in 2018 for the price of £150. Smashed it. We're taking the fandom's answer for that. £150 for the Kessel Run Falcon. What a result. What a price. Not a great price, not an amazing price, but a pretty good price for sets at the time and sets that have come out since. Actually, a really good price for sets that have come out since. Considering that the Kessel Run Falcon is the same price as something like the 8080, I think a lot of us were paying for... Hold on. So that's on the up. And I'm going to drop, what, one of these down? Hold on, these are upside down. So the white is on top. Is there a red stripe? Where did my shock... Oh, I know where my shock trooper went. The Coruscant Guard. Oh, amazing. Love it. If you haven't seen the Coruscant Guard, you're going to want to check out that video because there are 3 other clone troopers not like it, but just as good. Look at that. Coruscant Guard clone trooper. Again, this isn't like blue tacked to the helmet. This isn't stuck in any way, shape or form. That was just put onto the helmet. No trickery here. We don't need blue tack. We just need sheer will. Oh, those croissant horns are amazing. I have also done a little bit of work to this trooper. We've got the printed arms and we've also got the dual leg effect legs, which it has been painted because you can't get dual printed legs with this sort of printing on. But what I wanted to look is the legs, because we do have some stripes on the side, but that's on the front here, like so. So that's, wait, is that, no, is this backwards? Have I built this upside down? Is this, how does this go? Okay, not a big fan of how they put the foot together. So this goes there, but it does stick out quite a bit. Wow, that sticks out a lot. Oh, is it because I put this on? And it was meant to, I was meant to put it down. I don't even think I can put it down, so we'll leave that be. I'm going to get another white tile on there. How far can I go? How far, like a 1x3? 1x3. Not any sort of bar element either. A triangle. I think we need a little red up there. But maybe that red's on the side. Or what I was also thinking is popping these off so we've got that white stripe. But using red on the side because we've got those white shoulders, and then we've got the white on the legs. And that way we don't have to worry about the red anywhere else. I will add one of these red bits to the front instead of the tile. Oh, they want this the wrong way around. Yes. All right. So same here. Same here with a red on top. Oh, I need this. I need this to fit on the right side. A grill on the front and a plate on the back. Maybe a towel. I'll squeeze in a towel there. So, other than the Falcon, what other sets have I been missing out on? Because I like the Ghost. Oh, the Ghost was cool because they made room in the interior. I think the Ghost had a very similar thing to that Falcon with how they're designed the inside. Oh, can I fit a 1x2? I can. I can fit a 1x2. None of these rounded off yet that fit in. And this is the bottom half of the boot. So this is, yeah, bottom half of the Trooper boot. Just need a little red on that side there. I think we'll do without it. And we've also got the belt because this is the torso. Arms out. In you go. This is so Gundam, so Sonic, so not Star Wars, but that's what makes me love it even more. Such a good Star Wars build. Want the Yavin base too. The Yavin base. Oh, if you're planning on keeping it built, I'd recommend getting the light kit that we did. Not the exact one, but getting whichever light kit you can grab and adding it to Yavin. Oh, that was a display and a half. That was beautiful. It's crazy how good that set is. And then you add a light kit and it's still a good set, but wow, that light kit adds so much. All right, for the feet, I'm going to switch it up. And do I need to switch it up? No. But I am going to anyway. I want to keep the same pattern as some of the other mech feet, especially with that toe. So we want this to flip, and then why do they have that extra bump? Why? I'm going to need a jumper. One white jumper. And a brick and a cheese. What boots do you have, Mr. Trooper? They're red, aren't they? Yeah, so a little bit of white on the toe. Let's get the white cheese slopes, and I'll keep these white brackets as well. But I'm not going to slope off the back because you want a solid back toe. So that's the end of the foot. And then a bracket. Oh no, you want these. Yes. And then a bracket. Maybe. And then a bracket. And then a... Oh, no. Yeah. No. Bracket almost works, but I'd have to switch it to a 2x3. I have to get another 2x2 and hope that we have a 2x3 in red, a tile. Or two 1x3s. Are the red tiles out? Do I have 2x3s? No, I have them in white. I want them in red. The Yavin set was 20 something. That would be a great Andor build. Going back to that. But that's the last. Now let me think here. Is that the last display? Yeah. We got Vader's castle around 2018, maybe? We haven't got too many castles to have in Star Wars. Yes, we haven't got the Jedi Temple yet, so that's still on Lego's to-do list. 2x2, that would work. And then, yeah, okay, this would work. Because you've got the split. Vision. Oh, Ninth Jedi. Hold on a second. Ninth Jedi comes out in a month. What Lego sets have we got from Ninth Jedi? That's an August series. I didn't even think of that. There's so many August sets that I want to build. I didn't think of Ninth Jedi. Oh, there's got to be a load of sets that already exist that would work well for Ninth Jedi. But I think some of the good things with Lego coming out with a set for Ninth Jedi isn't the fact that you've got something to build. It's the fact that Lego is showing they're caring about it, which Lego haven't for any other show so far. I don't think there's one I can think. Like Maul Shadow Lord, they missed. Bad Batch, we got a set. They didn't really care for it, but they also didn't want to miss it. They didn't want to miss out on it. They gave us the one set. They gave us another set for season 2 or 3, the Justifier. That must have been a season 2 set. Ninth Jedi, I don't see it getting a set because we've already had Mando. We've already had, we've already had as many sets as we have. So I think Lego are just going to pass. I'd love to see a Ninth Jedi set. We're definitely going to have to build something for Ninth Jedi. It is a hard show to build a set for because it revolves around a lot of sabers. You could build a saber from it. You could build different props and models from it, but Lego have never been about the props. The lightsabers are a gift with purchase for a reason. Helmets, busts, they all started off as gift with purchases, but they evolved into something else. Oh, do you need another plate? You seem to be all right now. Let me just line it out. Okay, there we go. There are the legs. Let's get the grills on the lower legs. See what we can fix up for the... Oh, I see. Now you're not going to work, are you? Because of... maybe you are. Maybe you are. Oh, the brick fell off. Are you going to hold? Maybe you are. Nope. Yes. What if I angle the feet as well? That should give a better balance. Okay. That looks pretty good. I think I nudged it as I put it down. We'll ignore that. Let's go onto the arms and see if we can put together that SpongeBob set. Oh, these arms are... Oh, these are thin. These are thin, and because we start off thin, ain't no way we can get too much more on here. Why are the brackets just for a 1 by? So many brackets. All right, light bluish grey. Let's keep the colour in here. The Clone Trooper was to use this. Do you think they'd have their same weapon, like the clone mech weapon, or do you think they'd have something up their sleeve? Literally a machine gun rolling out of their wrists, and some of the other weapons we see them pull out in Avatar, just ready to be deployed. We've got, these are upper arms. And it's hard to tell what sort of arms we're building here. They're just so thin until we see a hand. That's it. That's it for the hand. So this is the upper hand, which is red. We'll need a few more red tiles then. And then the lower hand is white. And then the base is black. Oh, I forgot to show you the desk cam. So 1x2. For the SpongeBob set, the set that I really wanted to build is the Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman from the first wave of SpongeBob sets. How could I not? How could I not build the Flying Dutchman? I do have that set, so it's a set that I had when I was young, and I've got the pirate boat somewhere. That's half the fun, trying to look for the old pieces again. Do I watch any LEGO YouTubers? No. No, I mean, besides flicking through, if I see the odd one pop up, I'll tend to catch a little review, but not really, because I find when I'm watching LEGO YouTubers, again, no offense to any that I've mentioned, but when I'm watching them, I always find myself wanting to do things so much differently, and especially a load of the sets, when they have sets early, it's like, oh, but I want to do this, I want to do this. And there's no way right now, if someone was to drop a video of Boba Fett's build, I've already seen it on lego.com, and that's one thing. I used to be quite big into reviews and seeing how the sets work, but now that I realize Lego have the instructions up and I can just go through the instructions myself, take a look at what I find interesting, I think I've stopped watching a load because I've just been doing more myself. That's what it comes down to. So I don't tend to catch myself watching too many LEGO tubers. And when I do, I'll normally whack a comment. So you'll keep an eye out in comment sections. That's where you're going to find me. I always make sure to leave a little snarky comment or something funny in the comment section. So that you can find, and yeah, that goes back for as long as I've been doing YouTube as well. So you find any of my old comments, let me know if I should be deleting them. No, they're all good. But yeah, it's one of those things, because I do so much with Lego when I'm winding down. I do tend to keep up with Lego news and make sure I'm not missing anything on Lego, but I don't watch a lot of Lego. Not as much as I used to. Let's have a look. I do spend a lot of time on Alveus as well, which I need to set up. If I need to double check if we've set up the raid after this stream whilst I think on it, because quite nice, those sort of nature videos as well. I've been watching a lot of nature videos because it's something that I really have no handle on. I know nothing on it, and it's so interesting to find out, especially things you can do day to day to help wildlife. And some of it seems really easy. It's not easy. It's not as easy as any of them make it out to be. But yeah, it's quite nice to watch for them. Like Jangbricks, I used to catch a few Jangbricks reviews. I do feel like Jangbricks started getting away from Lego, and I don't know if it's because he had deals with other companies. I don't know what he can and can't say, but from the outside, it did seem to be, I think he stopped enjoying it at some point. He liked the lights and all that side of things and not the building. But again, this was ages ago, so I don't know what Jangbricks is like now. I like hearing the different perspective on a set. If there's a set, I always used to do this with my favorite sets. You think your favorite set is the one that you'd be building more than listening to, but whenever I had a favorite set, wait, Comlink. Yes, Comlink on the wrist. Whenever I had a favorite set, I'd always watch everyone's review. I used to set a YouTube notification so that when anyone had posted a video on that set, I'd then be able to add it. And okay, I didn't watch them all. I wasn't nuts about it, but I would try and get through as many as like the big ones, and especially the LAN reviews, because they always got the sets first. And I think back then I cared a lot more what LAN members had to say, which is funny. They're the ones getting the set for free. They're the ones getting paid to review the set. But it's still fun seeing the LAN members get the sets, or someone get a set early. That adrenaline of, oh, new Lego set, and it's not come from Lego. What? How did this happen? But yeah, now I dive straight into the instructions, which used to be first day of the month. Lego have started staggering those instructions, so it's not as easy to get your hands on them now. What was the thumb? Wait, there's no thumb. Oh, there's no thumb because it's just going to end up being a clip, isn't it? So this is just 3 fingers for the mech. We'll ignore the clip. I don't think I'll be giving this trooper too much to hold, but we can always clip that on underneath. And we want a black hand. Don't know why I'm going grey. I'm not going grey, but I almost went grey. Thankfully, these have come in a handful of mech, so this should be easy to find. All right. There's one. I also feel like reviews are slowly going out with some of the images and the clips that Lego are doing. It'd be nice to see. What I'd want to see is designer reviews. Lego. Wait. I know how to summon Lego. Batman. All right, Lego, now that you're watching the stream, hello there. Thanks for hanging. We need to see designer reviews. We need to get designers on sets. And just between you and me, you know what, everyone else, fingers in your ears. Just la. Lego, now that we're alone, we need to see designer reviews. We need to get designers behind sets to see what's really going on. See, oh, everyone's come back. Okay, wait, okay. We'll speak later, Lego. Oh, I'm getting delusions of grandeur now, chat. This has gone on so long. Like Beetlejuice, it is. I know Lego are here. Lego only love us for our Batman streams, and we ain't done a Batman stream for a hot minute. So Lego, stay tuned. They may come back. Especially when I remember to get the supervillains, DC supervillains on sale. That might have been one of the biggest flops on this channel so far, not picking up DC supervillains on sale. And again, the Lego games aren't, I think supervillains actually is like 15 quid, which is a lot of money for a Lego game. Goes to show you how cheap the rest are. But it's now just out of principle. I had it on sale. I let everyone know watching to pick it up whilst it was on sale. And I didn't pick it up whilst it was on sale. Oh, so close, but yet so far. I also don't seem to have a lot of the finger elements in black. So, oh, maybe we just leave them as mech fingers. That way we can add missiles to the fingers and all sorts as well. So is this the end of the mech, or do they have a weapon, like some sort of sword element? Oh, they got the buzz sword, don't they? And oh, there's a little something at the back. How? Oh, because that's over. Not a fan of that. Is that just to hold on the blade, or the other weapons? Yeah, not as fussed with the blades, mainly just the fingers. So we'll get this in, take a look, and start building the Flying Dutchman, which was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, hearing Mark Hamill's voice behind it. All right, so the arm's just down by the side. I like the arm needs to be a fist at least. Okay, that was too fisty. I don't think there's a way to make that fist look normal. Maybe it should have been flat. And then, yeah, something about the flat hand though doesn't strike me right, but this looks sick. You know what? You get the reveal in a minute. I will show that off once it's done. And then move on to SpongeBob, but oh, look at you. All right, that's better. It's the arm. The arm needs to come out a bit like the barn so that we look like we've got some shoulders. Oh, why haven't we seen these in Star Wars? This is so much better than the 212, not the 212. I keep going to call it the 212, the Shock Trooper mech. Can't remember what delegation we gave the Shock Troopers. How cool is that? Some of the details on the side. This isn't a canonical thing. This is just awesome. And it does remind me a lot of Sonic. This is a gun mech right here. This is on the side. Like, we added that bit on the bottom, but that flushes it off so well and thickens the thighs. I might even add a 2x2 underneath just to get a bit more wire. And that cockpit completes the whole thing. What Lego themes did I grow up with? Now, I don't know how many of these were active themes, popular themes while I was growing up, as opposed to ones that I remember, but just to shout a few. Atlantis was the big one. Oh, I've still got my Atlantis minifigures over there. Atlantis, I had a lot of City and the racers, the little racers. I remember Hero Factory towards the end of my growing up. Still working on growing up. Power Miners, that was the big one. What else? There were a few that I didn't get, and they're the ones that I struggle to remember. I did get a few Adventurers. No, not Adventurers. It was Pharaoh's Quest. I got a few of Pharaoh's Quest, or is that the Legoland ride? Is that Pharaoh's Quest? Is that what the theme was called? Pharaoh's Quest. Yes, Pharaoh's Quest. Wait, you know how young Pharaoh's Quest is? How do I remember this? Pharaoh's Quest is 2011. That might have been the... Oh, wait, when was Hero Factory? Because I thought Hero Factory was late. Hero Factory was 2010. Pharaoh's Quest was after Heroes Factory. Maybe it was Adventurers at the start, which bled. I feel like Adventurers was early though. Wow. Yeah, so 2000s Lego sets, basically. Any set in the 2000s. Oh, the board games were around 2010s. That was a good time. There's our clone mech. Now let's get building the Flying Dutchman. We won't need half of these. Mainly going to need brown. In fact, what parts do we need? All right, let me find the Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman. There we go. Oh yes, I forget that the Flying Dutchman is not just SpongeBob. Let me SpongeBobify it. The set was called SpongeBob the Flying Dutchman. There you go. Lego set. Oh, well, it's a 241. 3817. And this was my favorite SpongeBob set. And after watching the movie, this is a great set. Very movie-like. Maybe not with the side build. Maybe not. Instead of that side build, the cannon kind of works. I think I'd whack a skeleton and have like a big cross. Something like that. I don't know how long this is going to be though. I'm also mostly focused on the Dutchman. Should we build the side as well? Because some of these pieces should be easy to find. I mean, the cannon should be in here, right? This is my part of... wacky, my drawer of wacky part. This is canon written all over it. No? Oh, it might be in there. I empty that out after stream. I know there's a pirate flag in there. Which, is there a pirate flag on top of the Dutchman? No. So we don't need the pirate flag, but we do need that giant flag, which is a brick. It's not a material piece. It's not a cotton sheet or anything. Our game against Mexico may be moving to an earlier time. Why is that? Are they worried that no one's going to... Because pubs are staying open until like 5 o'clock. I think they already announced... Most councils have already announced that. This is for the World Cup game. England against Mexico. I think kickoff here in the UK is 1 o'clock. Something like that. Not too crazy, but that's quite late if you've got work. Most people are going to be pulling all-nighters, and I'm not sure how how everyone's going to cope with that in the morning. Pulling an all-nighter. Yeah, doesn't sound like a great idea on a Monday. On a Monday, should we pull an all-nighter on stream just to watch the England game? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Remember Monster Fighters? I remember that one too. I only had 1 or 2 of those sets though. Monster Fighters was a good one. Massive storms forecast. Ah, that's why they're changing it. Not because how late it is. I do think teams should really be playing on a time suitable for both, but that's a pain in the bum if you're trying to sell tickets and you've got two nations. I mean, every game past the group stages could be, even group stages, depending on how far in advance tickets are sold, could be played in so many different time zones. But perhaps then you bid on tickets in a sense of, if this country goes through, but then would you sell the tickets? Yeah, we're trying to make it even more complicated than it already is. Let's not. The good thing is, at least in the UK, thanks to TV licenses and paying for those, all these games are free to watch anyway. And I know not a load of countries have that. A lot of them pay-per-view and such. So happy if I am up at 1 o'clock in the middle of the night, 1 till who knows when, 1 till 3, 1 till 4, dependent how things go, then I'll be able to switch on the telly and see them. See England playing. I would like to go through, but we shall see how it happens. I'm not making any calls any which way. Just because I don't want to jinx it. Here we go. They're the pieces I was looking for. Do I need any more? Wait, is that another? No, that's part of the big element. I've also got something to open as well. I've actually forgotten about it, and I didn't leave it for this stream. But, you know, anyone that stays to the end, typically there are a few people that join towards the end. That looks like a reference. That's a yellow on a red. Someone turned that into a SpongeBob reference. Almost said Star Wars. Oh dear. Star Wars on the brain. We need to Harry Potter our Star Wars mind out of here. Oh yeah, let me see if I can find that big piece. I'm sure it's in here, but I don't know if it's in the, oh. Wait. Boat. It was in the drawer that I was in. Ah. Wow. How lucky was that? That saved me a lot of searching. Oh, let's just pile it up. Move to 7 p.m. on Sunday. So 7 p.m. this Sunday, not next. That's a respectable time. Should we go live then? Just busy ourselves anyway. Another clip for a flag, perhaps. A little flag pole, or a rudder. I don't know, what would that be? Also, I think we should have time to build the red, because I forget how small the SpongeBob sets were for how big they were. This was a £25 set, right? Flying Dutchman. I also had the superhero one. I might rebuild the superhero one, just because picking this up, holding this in my hand, I remember how much fun I had playing with these. I played with these. Oh yeah. I played with these just as much as any Star Wars set. I can't say more. I'd love to say more. I can't. That would be a lie. But I played with them quite a bit. Oh, sea serpent. So we brought up the sea. Oh, sea serpent. You know, we brought up the sea serpent earlier, and I said about making sets with newer elements, or in a newer style, not necessarily newer elements, but a newer way of making sets. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. Instead of using that 2x2 brick, I've used two 1x2s, and I'm going to use a blue pin all the way through to the black 1x6. We can still lock this in. This has no difference. Surely this has no difference to the brick that they've got. These are separate elements. I think this would be stronger, because usually when you build something in parts, it's stronger than all at once. Otherwise, you just 3D print a massive house, or you'd use one bit of wood instead of using a few different bits of wood. And that's not how houses are made. That's going to spin. But I'm sure we'll lock that down. Right, Lego? Right, please. And then a few studs on the side. How many parts have we used? One, we'll count official parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Need to get some 1x2s. I'll try and keep that number in the back of my head. The problem with SpongeBob, and I do want to do a video on this, so I'm not going to get too deep, but the problem is we didn't get a lot. It was a year. I don't know if the sets didn't sell. Again, Lego, I don't think Lego really published, or at least, I suppose I could look, couldn't I? The sales of SpongeBob Lego. See if anyone's given that data out. We have a load of sites listing it, and Christmas last year, Brick Fanatics. All right, let's continue this Brick Fanatics beef. 2025, Lego SpongeBob SquarePants in 2026, making a comeback in 2026. Will SpongeBob return in 2026? You know what? We could be surprised. We could really be surprised, but I'm gonna hedge my bets and say no. No Lego SpongeBob. I don't think that's coming back. Shrek is the big one for this year. And SpongeBob, what theme is, what license is SpongeBob? Who's got SpongeBob? Who's got the license for SpongeBob? Who'd be able to make SpongeBob sets? I've lost count. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I want to use one piece for the next because that's going to look so clean. But this is technically another 4 pieces, so 24. Instead of 4 2x6s, I've used a 1 6x8. And I'm really hoping to get some pleats along here. Yes, around 2x2. 25 in reddish brown. Almost looks like dark red. Compared to the dark brown, that is so redder than it has any right to be. That is definitely dark red. Hello there, lots of viewers. Thank you for the raid. Hello there. Now you could all take a look at some old Lego instructions, because this, let me enlarge it, this right here, that's red. That is so dark red compared to reddish brown. It's got that red tint to it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. But that, I don't have a dark red one of these. I don't think dark red exists. Dark red 2x2? What would it have been used for? Hello there. Hello there. Thanks, Lars. And gang, thanks for the raid. 2x2. I don't think it does exist. Let's search by colors. Sometimes it pops up sometimes it doesn't pop up in a search, but it pops up when you're scrolling. So there's the reddish brown compared to, I've got too many tabs open, compared to what it looked like here. That's what it's meant to look like. There we go. That's definitely dark red, but I don't think there's a dark red to compare. Oh yes, there we go. Yes. Hello there. This is dark red. Depending on your monitor, you're either going to be seeing exactly the same color or you can tell the difference. But either way, what's dark red been used in? We'll take a little tangent there. It's not reddish brown. Reddish brown doesn't look too dissimilar to dark brown. Now that I've got them side by side, reddish brown is a old piece, 2002. For the Jewel set, of course, Star Wars gets an exclusive piece. Never again, never again. Star Wars used to be good for a load of exclusive pieces, and it still sometimes is. The only thing is, nowadays it tends to drop with 3 or 4 other sets, so they're not technically exclusive, which is why they don't get the recognition, because Star Wars sets are never announced first. It'll always be a city set, unless it's a big drop. It will always be a city set announced first. They were given away in a value box, and the Mersk bought it back, which this has been advertised so much recently on the Lego site. I can't go anywhere without seeing it. And then Ninjago seem to have tried to keep it as well. Wait a second. This isn't the new Mersk. This is the old set. The new set doesn't have it. The old set, pardon me, the old set has it down at the front. The new set doesn't have it. Maybe it's gone with brown. Easier color to work with, especially now. Much easier color. Wow, that quality. Beautiful Lego. At least they've improved. At least they've fixed it up. Oh yes, oh, I forgot about this. I also don't know if I have these slopes, because didn't I just use them? Didn't I just use them for Hera? Oh, that's green. I thought that was lime green. That's just regular green. I have red. That's the color it's meant to be. Amazing. I love looking back through these. Crazy some of the colors, how they looked. And it was just a print in a... I still feel like Lego have this quality for their stickers, because their sticker printing doesn't look the right color. But what Lego have done here with the hinges is flipped them on. So flipped them on their side so that these roll out. And I don't think they roll out as far as I want them to. But they do. We fold them out for now and then see how far we can go. But they definitely don't go out as far as you'd like. And they go out a brick, which not far off what they've been doing to the new pirate ships. But this one's just a dinky one. Again, back in the day, 25 quid. If SpongeBob came out, we've just spoken about Star Wars, how expensive those sets are. If SpongeBob came out today, do you see any possibility that Lego would release a set as cheap as £25? Or is SpongeBob old? Is SpongeBob like Lord of the Rings? You get the adults paying because they're the child. Kind of like Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes, I think they've done well. Looney Tunes got a CMF similar to Shrek, because it is still very popular with kids. And there's going to be adults that will collect them all. Kids will get one. Adults will get all 12 and then lose. Oh, right there. But SpongeBob, they tried to go with the icon set. They did 2. They did the giant SpongeBob, and they also did... Oh, I've also gone with black. That was great. Back in the day when I built it, that would have been great. But I swapped that out. I swapped that out to black. SpongeBob... I don't remember the other icon set. Did we get another Krusty Krab? That's one of the issues I had with SpongeBob. It was the fact that the Krusty Krab had like 3 sets. SpongeBob's Pineapple House had 3 odd sets. And then they even mixed in different vehicles with all the different sets as well. So there wasn't a lot of new stuff with SpongeBob. This is not the window drawer. This is the wrong drawer. I meant to have the top one. And that's what's killing the theme. It's that not being able to... I also think there were so many people building SpongeBob mocks, because a SpongeBob theme ignites that imagination. You get kids then building a bunch of SpongeBob sets. No, that's not a window. But then Lego dropped it, and the mock stopped shortly after. There are still a few people building SpongeBob mocks. Some of them are quite good. I saw a Krusty Krab. Oh, about a year ago, I saw a Krusty Krab, and it was similar. I've seen a load of these where you pull the front and like the shutter goes back. But someone had a full interior, had a little like bathroom around the back. There's been a few good builds. But the more Lego sets they're making for a theme, the more ideas there are flying around. I think we got a few remakes within SpongeBob. Did remember we got the buildable SpongeBob. Yeah, the buildable SpongeBob, I don't remember the year that come out, but that was, I think that was an Icon set. I'm not sure if that was before SpongeBob or if that come afterwards. I remember getting a ton of remakes though. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna dump this tub over there and see if I can get the other two windows. A little ASMR if the mic didn't cut it out. Because I know I've got the actual, so I got the window frames, but I know I've got the actual windows in here as well. And if I can't find them now, then maybe they're, oh, there we go, yes! There, 1, 2, come on, keep going. How many do I need? How many do, 1, 2, 3, 4? Hopefully I don't need more than 4 because there might be another window on the front. So I'm hoping that this hit, no, all right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there's so many, there's so, no, and no, I've got a few more window frames, but I could only find 2 of these. So let's move on. Let's get building the pirate ship. Alright, the thing with SpongeBob is it was a year. Let me double check that. Lego SpongeBob sets. Might as well get them all up. Anyway, I can bring these across perhaps so that we can take a little look through. Because do I still have the triple page? What button's that? Oh, that's the one. That's the one that I'm talking about. All right, I just need to jot down what page I'm on. Otherwise, I'm going to completely forget. And let's see. Lego SpongeBob SquarePants from, goodbye, 2006 to 2012. Oh, so these were first. The big SpongeBob was first. So was this like a one-off and then? No, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Where did 10 go? Wait, so this is, but again, how many SpongeBob houses? 1, 2, 3. So we didn't get too many different sets. Wait, this was better than I thought, at least. Maybe there just wasn't enough. 2, 3 sets a year is pretty solid. Especially to run for as long as it did. But look at the first Krabby Patty we got. And the first SpongeBob house. Wait, let's go through these. SpongeBob's house. Krabby Patty. Let's start with the Krabby Patty. Forget about SpongeBob's house. We got Mr. Krabs. It's the old Squidward. We did get a rechange for Squidward. Didn't constitute a new one, but it's a friend style build. So you've got the first half, and we don't get any other images. We just get the one image for this. We get the first half of the Krabby Patty, and then the back half is open. That way you could pile all this inwards, but you could also get 2 and build a full Krabby Patty if you wanted to, which is what Lego's about. Building it. I've got that plankton. Wait, is that Squidward like a... The render they've used is more of the... Well, it's a render. It's a render, not a print. It looks like a sticker. It would be interesting if we got a new piece for SpongeBob. Yeah, I wonder if we just need a new torso. I like the head though that SpongeBob's got. I think it would look weird now that Lego have done it. It would look weird to get anything else. But I would be up for a new piece. That Patrick piece that's been flying around though. Not sure I like the look of that. Last bag of the French Cafe. I still need to have a little look. I had a little look just on lego.com. The chairs. I remember the chairs. They look so good. The chairs look so good. Everything looks so good, but the chairs especially. On the good news, you have a 2-week holiday now. Does that mean you're building more Lego? Because I remember hearing those 4 orders that you've got that you're sitting on. Plenty of time to kick back and build. We'll probably get the triple molded legs for SpongeBob. Yes, because SpongeBob has brown, which would be SpongeBob's skirt. You know, we're thinking Hermione here. Hermione had skirt, tights, shoes. I think skirt, tight shoes. So SpongeBob's skirt color would be brown to match the shorts. Tight color would be yellow. I think they print. I don't even think they triple mold. I think they go straight to printing, which I know it would be great to get triple molded and printed. I don't know if Lego have done that yet. I think SpongeBob would have brown. I think they'd have to print because of the socks, then the shoes. That's a difficult one, that is. Bought like 100 bricks last time, already run out, all in the floor. That floor looks good though. That floor, that's a good floor. Worth 100 bricks, especially when I'm not paying. Wasn't there a Patrick leak? Supposedly, yeah, I've seen the image. That's not a Lego piece, is it? That's gonna bite me in the butt saying that. Is that a Lego piece? I don't think it is, because it doesn't, nothing strikes me about it to be Lego. It doesn't scream Lego. And not a lot of Lego pieces scream Lego at me. This one is, I suppose, 4 times on the top, but not many pieces scream Lego at me. But Patrick screams anti-Lego. It's also because, look, if the Patrick thing is real, I have to come clean. I don't like the way those minifigures are made. And I've been open about this, about Lego Star Wars minifigures. I don't like the torso covering. It hides the minifigure torso, which is one of the things that make them a minifigure. It also hides it kind of merges the head. Like, you can't spin the head, so that's a bit less maneuverability that you've got as well. It's annoying, basically. Patrick's head was so good. We're going to get onto Patrick's head. Squidward's head first off, just make note of that. And Mr. Krabs, I don't remember seeing again. We must. We get another Krusty Krab. I don't remember seeing it again. Whoa. That happened. We'll move past that. Here's Patrick. Look at Patrick on this with the pointy head. That's good. Patrick doesn't need big bird arms just because Patrick's got tentacles. That's Squidward. Just because Patrick's a starfish. We don't need to see every little bit of detail recreated exactly as it is on screen. Lego. It needs to look like a minifigure. If it doesn't look like a minifigure, like Plankton, too small. Plankton's too small for a minifigure. That's fair enough. Oh no. No, I think the mic's still good. I'm hoping the audio died. The mic's still good my end. I might have muted it on stream, but let me know, is the mic working? Type 1 if the mic's working, and don't type anything if the mic's broken. Can't say type 2. In the meantime, I'm going to keep building the boat and hoping that someone's listening. What I should do is mute the mic and unmute it just to make sure. There we go. I wonder if that works. That'd be odd if it does. Hello, hello.
Are you getting your audio?
Do I remember those Lego Star Wars planets they made? Oh, they were good. Yeah, I'm getting my audio back, but I don't know if this is a YouTube issue.
Mine's just completely gone.
Oh, no. To be fair, I did say... Oh, no, the mic's working.
Is it?
Yeah, the mic's still good. It might just be a YouTube or OBS issue. I'm not seeing anyone put 1 in chat. Am I going crazy? Is the mic working, or is everyone just a little bit behind? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. One's in chat if the mic is working. Let us know.
Should I leave it with you just in case?
You could do, but this sounds like a YouTube issue. Hello there, Clara. Can you hear us? Hey, Isaac hears. It's just a you issue. Enjoy watching. All right, as long as one person can hear, we know that it's a YouTube issue. YouTube, fix the mic, please. They're counting on us. Although a Lego building in silence, pretty peaceful. No worries though. Thank you. Everyone can hear. Yes. Yes. I know there's a delay in the stream as well. So, oh, whilst I remember with the stream delay, would anyone prefer a streaming over on Twitch? Not instead of YouTube. I will always be on YouTube, but as well as streaming, dual streaming again, because Twitch have recently updated. I need to look into it to see if I can with the bitrate that I'm streaming onto YouTube. But if I can set that up, is that something that some people would prefer? Just you going mad. Hello there. Oh, YouTube. YouTube. Don't worry, I'm not leaving YouTube. There we go. Look at the subtlety on this. We'll get right back to some of these other SpongeBob sets. Look at the subtlety on these windows. The cheese slope's just holding it up. You're creating that slope is matched with the windows, and then a little bit on the outside too. Does look quite a bit like the ship that you see in the movie. I don't like this gap. I want to fill it. I want to fill it. I want to add a slope. I want to add something in that gap. But other than that gap, it looks pretty nice. That gap must have been used for other pirate ships and other vessels of the seas. Personally, not a big fan of how Twitch is currently being run. That's another thing. I've been out of the Twitch game for like, when did I stop? Like a year and a bit ago? Because I think after that first run, I stopped it. I only streamed a few times on Twitch. So that's also something I've got to look into. Okie dokes. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, wait. So I've just folded that up. Okay, I think I'm on it. Yeah, I've seen a few issues with people on Twitch. For me, that's more reason to get on it. But if it's the way that Twitch is being handled, do I really want that as well as YouTube? YouTube is a good hub for all. But I can also see with certain things like shorts, which, oh yes, I don't know if I brought this up in person. I was meant to make a community post about it. I have toggled comments off shorts. It's halfway to, it's a mixture of things. It's halfway to with under 16s not being, you know, potentially removed off social media. The shorts being made for kids still show through to YouTube for kids. So if it's something newsworthy like the Olivia Rodrigo sets, then that's something that I'd want to pass forward, want more people knowing about. Basically, I'm trying to I have to, because this is the internet, I have to say what I'm about to say is not true in any way, shape or form, but it will be clipped up to make it seem like it is. Because again, this is the internet. What I'm secretly doing by making the announcements made for kids is making sure that kids get interested in Lego so that I know in a few years' time, I've just got another subscriber and I am future-proofing this channel. That would be, like, there are so many holes with that. It shouldn't work, should it? It shouldn't work, but that sounds hilarious. Future-proofing this channel by trying to pre-game I mean, if I make some made for shorts made for kids shorts, made for shorts kids, what if I make some, maybe I need a break from the internet, maybe it's this YouTube thing going to my head. If I make some made for kids shorts, They can subscribe. They can only see those shorts though. So I'm not even future-proofing the subscriptions. I'm making sure that we get those subscriptions, building the Master Mouldie army, controlling what kids see in terms of Lego. And we all know Lego leads to violence. So according to various news outlets. So according to various news outlets, we are just like a whole criminal organization of plastic bricks. Yes, it is true. You heard it here. Personally not a fan of having 16 age limits. I think it's crazy because all it means is adults can sign off on what their kids do, and realistically it's going to be, this doesn't speak for all. I am not coming for your parents or saying anything about peeps that I know, but from what I do know, I'm not saying about her, but yeah, the parents that are gonna give their kids access to certain medias and that under the age of 16 are probably not being as responsible as they should. The reason why the locks come in is so that I do feel like under 16s, because they're still with parents, because they're still with a guardian, not just blood relatives, but they're still with a guardian of sorts that can have, it's not always final say. It's meant to be for protection. There are so many flaws with that, so many holes, but also like kids can be crazy. It's not just to stop kids seeing things. It's also to stop kids having a voice online if that voice is going to be used to be silly. And we're not talking 6-7. We love a 6-7 here. We're talking, you know, words they shouldn't be saying with themes they shouldn't be talking about. And I'm not just speaking about the, like, not just offending terms, but some words can hurt kids. When kids are online, they're opening themselves up to a new world, and that could be a rough start if not done properly. So stopping it at 16 doesn't fix the problem. There need to be some like guide rails. When you play bowling for the first time, not everyone wants to just bowl. Some people want the guardrails up. Some people will keep them up for life. That's the safety features of the internet. The problem being social media. These are the safety rails that, you know, you're playing with. Social media is an air sport. Social media does not abide by the rules of bowling. Social media is in the cloud. Social media has no lanes, and that's what they need to fix. They can't just take under 16s off because it's adults that are causing most of the issues. It is. It's the same way adults are spending more money on Lego. It's just how it is. They might not be buying as many sets, but older sets are a lot more expensive. So it definitely doesn't fix it. But yeah, if you are under 16 and still want to keep up with the Lego news, I'll try to keep sharing them. I'll tell you what, even this Boba Fett set, I should clip that up into a short as well. So keep an eye out for that. And if any, well, I mean, it's meant to be on its way, isn't it? So if that is on its way, then at least you get to keep up with the Lego news. But yeah, as someone over 16, don't know about that. Yeah, there's a lot as well with, I think there is a way where the ID thing works. Again, how they're implementing it and the fact that it's so readily available to be sold, stolen. That's not it. That's not it. If we can't trust our data online, why would we put our government ID with our data that is not safe online? And that's the problem we had with Discord. Thankfully, they haven't enforced it. But also for a lot of Discord perks, you have to buy things and that requires some form of ID anyway. But when the mic was maybe playing up or not, you mentioned Lego Planets. And I have my Lego Planets. I have nearly all of Series 1. I don't know why I didn't get any more than Series 1. But I have 2 best bins. And look at the color difference between, one of them was bought, actually, one of them was one of my first planets. And one of them was a duplicate I got later on because it was on clearance. And the color difference between them as they went on, I want to say the top one is like the first one. And then that was one of the clearance ones I got later on. Not kept in the sun. I didn't put these up on my ceiling as much as I wanted to. But I'm only missing the Death Star. And I'm so tempted to paint that other planet like the Death Star. So tempted. Pretty sure it's Bespin to paint Bespin up like the Death Star, but that would be a challenge. Plus, I might as well pick up the Death Star at some point. Waiting for it makes it fun. Is that Plankton's house in the back? Is that Rock Plankton's house? Well, the issue with made for kids content is YouTube restricts your channel in the algorithm. Yes, that's why I've whacked it on shorts. I haven't seen much of a change on the channel, I have to say, especially in terms of outreach. But with shorts, yes, it restricts shorts. Shorts have also just undergone a big change. So if you see the shorts with views lower than usual, it's not just because of the made for kids affecting it. It's also, I can't remember what it is they've changed, but they've switched up how the shorts views are counted. So it has to be a full view now, or has to be at least, whereas shorts views, and the reason they weren't earning much money is because as long as you clicked on a video or hovered over it for a second, it counted as a view, and you had to watch at least 5 seconds of it to count a second view. So you could farm views really easy on shorts, which is why they were never worth any money. And it was meant to be a fun sort of thing. But then people realized, hold on, it's not a lot of money, but it's really easy to do. So you could try and farm it, and you could try and do this, do that. And YouTube kept just lowering what shorts meant and trying to make them worthless. But that meant more people were trying to farm clicks. And it was never going to work that way. But now views are counted differently. So a lot of creators that have made their money off shorts are struggling to keep up, despite the fact they may have for years, especially since lockdown. So YouTube are going to go through that, see how that ends up. I've never been a massive one on shorts, but I like shorts for what it is. Snappy little bits of news or little bits of a story. If you want to find out more, this is the one thing I'm struggling with made for kids. If you want to find out more, you can click through to a main video or to some sort of community post or that, and made for kids removes the feature of linking it. So I will either flash the video title on the screen at the start, include it in the description, include a lot of other important information as well, price and stuff like that in the description. But if you want to check out more, I try to signpost you to it. I don't know if I can link in the comments, because I know YouTube will allow me to link my own stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to do that in shorts. I don't think phones can access the links. That's quite hard. New generation of kids and parents really don't care. They let their kids watch what they want. Yeah, and that's more so the issue. It's that, wait, when did we have the roof? Oh, I completely missed that. I was distracted with a cheese slope down here, and Lego added a roof. When did that happen? That's where the problem comes from. It's that unrestricted access. And it's also, it's nothing to do with the time or the content or this, that, the other. It's the fact that supervision is recommended. Supervision is almost required, because when anyone's growing up, and this could be at any age as well, when anyone's growing up, normally they get told, think of some like non-humans, animals, not just pets, but at a zoo, if they're trying to help an animal, if they do something wrong, hopefully nicely, they're able to sort of push them in the right way. If someone was to slip up, they're able to be taught, this is good, this is bad, not right and wrong, but good and bad, you know, based on the outcome. There will be something negative happening. Kids online, all you have to do is turn off your phone. Suddenly you could go from, you know, giving someone the worst day imaginable, and then you close your phone and you're cool. You don't understand the implications of that, which is where the danger then lies with kids and technology. It's not the kid doing it. Some kids genuinely don't know any different, especially if they've seen a relative doing a similar or the same thing. They just need to be told what's good and bad, basically. And that's better than keeping it off the internet. Try and keep them off the internet. Oh, kids are smart. Kids will find ways. We were kids once. If you grew up with a computer in class, there were ways to, you know, play games. Oh, friv. Mini clip. Yeah, teacher turned their back or went for a coffee. You best believe. I'm not saying that I personally was doing it, but you best believe there were ways to get on those. And as soon as like you get that thing at the start of the class, oh yeah, we've banned this, we've banned that. I was one of those techie kids that would find a way. Still now, there are ways to legally find things that may have been tried to, like they make you jump through a hoop, basically. It's never actually banned or anything. They just make you jump through a hoop to get it. And with that, if that meant I got to play games, how did I get such good grades in IT if I was playing games all the time? Good thing I knew what I was doing, otherwise that could have ended badly, because I did enjoy those classes. But how much was me enjoying those classes because I got to play games in them? I do wonder. In your opinion, digital ID has always felt irrelevant when VPNs exist. There's another issue. If you are going to have a digital ID, how can you tell that? It's same as in person, you know, with fake IDs. So much verification has to go on. And I do think as a creator, it's less important with verifying like you are who you are, because you all have a right to, in a way, hide behind a username. Like I don't need to know your personal details. That would be bad. That would be crazy level of bad. Even when even selling merch and things like that, there's a reason that companies will get that information and pass that over rather than me or anyone. Like even me hiring a team to handle that by ourselves, that just wouldn't work legally. Surely there's got to be so many rules around that. But it's treated different because online we don't fully understand. And I feel like this is the one example everyone uses. And I hate when people say this, but I'm going to use it. Smoking. Smoking at some point was seen as the right thing to do. That was cool. That was literally, that people found that cool to do. People were also okay with it because, well, how bad can it be? How much harm can smoking be, really? Turns out a lot. Turns out it is very harmful. It does irreparable damage to a lot of people. And the worst part is you don't even have to have picked up a cigarette to feel that effect. Internet access isn't like smoking though. It's very different, thankfully, because you can't really secondhand internet access. That doesn't really work. But the more time you are online, for a lot of people, the more irreparable damage it's doing to, I don't know, it depends how much brain rot you're watching. Depends how many Reddit pages you're involved in. It depends on so much. There is no, oh, everyone under 16 shouldn't be allowed it. Hold on a second. Now, if people under 16 shouldn't be allowed it, smoking. Let's hark back to smoking. Smoking's just been banned for everyone under 18 forever. In the UK, if you're under 18, you will never legally be able to smoke, which is fair, because if under 18s can't do it, why should under 18s do it when they're 19? So, to go a bit extremist here and take the mickey, if you will, entertain this. Under 16s can't go on social media. So why can they when they're 17? Why can they when they're 18? Should we just ban social media? And then YouTube's a very different social media because it's not just, I suppose, no, that'd be throwing everyone else under the bus. Us on our high and mighty YouTube horse. Yeah, YouTube's smart. Yes, this is definitely not an English class, I can tell you that. But YouTube have a few more shows and, you know, educational things, but a lot of it is also socializing, which is what Instagram is, which is what, well, there's a few of them we could do without. I find myself strolling back to Facebook for a few different events. A lot of events near me use Facebook pages and that's it. No one uses Twitter. I have never had, and I do have a Twitter page because it was requested ages ago. Stopped using that way too quickly. Some of the rubbish on there, and it wasn't things that I was following or anything that was linked that. It was just the recommendations. They were just whack. I couldn't bother that. Same reason why I don't really go on Instagram. I open Instagram, I see Star Wars has a post, Lego has a post. Who else? Oh, I've started seeing Ming-Na Wen pop up. The actress for Fennec Shand pop up, and Jabba the Hutt. Yes, Jabba the Hutt has started popping up. I'm not explaining that one. Jabba the Hutt started popping up. Love those shorts, I guess, for the most part. But outside of that, I get to my 5 posts. It says, you've used Instagram more than usual. Consider having a break. And I'm like, yeah, cool, thanks. I needed that. 5 posts in. And that's my weekly IG stroll. Still has been. I think it mostly comes down to parents. Yes. It's similar to a load of video games and stuff. If they think that you're Lego, it's the same with Lego. I don't know what these sets are in terms of rating, but if parents think you can build this and you're not 12, I don't know if this is a 12 plus set, but let's say it might be a 12, big old 12 on the side. And let's say that you're not 12, you're 10, but you've been building Lego for 6 years. That makes you Lego since you were 4. Duplo, yeah. Lego sets, 4 plus sets now, not just Duplo. I think parents could then get you the set. Exactly the same with everything else. Perhaps there are some stages that parents would be less likely to put you ahead with, but it does go with everything else. Ages only work for a generalization and to give you like, oh, I'm not sure if they're ready for this. It says such and such. We'll wait the extra year or 2. Otherwise, just one of them. Okay. Otherwise, the straight ban's just a bit weird. But I do think that ban is more of a, we'll wait until, like, whenever parents say it's ready. Parents have the almighty authority. As long as it's not law breaking, parents have the final say. Where are these 3-toothed lanterns? Oh, right here. I haven't seen you in a while. Harry Potter used to use a ton of these back in the day. This is a what? What is the set that I'm building right now? We'll come back to the Chum Bucket because I don't know too much about the new ones. 2011 and this one's a 2012. They were my 2 sets. So we got Krusty Krab. We got SpongeBob's house. And then Chum Bucket. Solid waves, but then they stopped. And they started not giving us like Sandy's house. There's irony with a smoking example. The geniuses at the government thought they'd implement an extremely compounding tax to discourage it. Then they accidentally created a black market. Yeah. They thought if we make this slightly more expensive, less people would buy it. Is that what Lego have done? Well, Lego were running into production issues and they were like, if we make it a little more expensive, less people will buy it. And that's what they did with battle packs. That's what Lego are going to say in a few years' time with battle packs. Oh, we were doing it to try and, you know, control how much we were selling. Secretly making bank, or not so secretly, I suppose. Very, very publicly making bank with all the sets they're releasing. But they were trying to control the market. But yes, that is, that's what I've heard as well with smoking. And also a lot of the more, like, a lot of the bigger companies then increased by even more. So rather than all smoking being expensive, because the bigger companies were increasing more, it created this divide of, well, the big companies have increased, so that's why the small company, like, there's that justification that you shouldn't have with something like smoking. But it is quite nice to see that it is now illegal for everyone under the age of such and such, which is going to be crazy. Every year that, oh, you look under 25, I think it is now going to become, oh, you look under 26, you look under 27, you look under 28, 29. All right, it's 18 now. So in 32 years, if you look under 50, you can't pick up a cigarette. That's just crazy. That is fascinating and good, but yes, definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. All right, let's wrap up this shit. We're not done yet. As we go through, do we still have half these elements on the desk? I've lost track of what I've pulled out. I know I need this, and I know I need the jumpers, but other than that, I might even have jumpers on the desk. Do I? Do I have jumpers on the desk? No. Oh, they've slid back. Yeah, they've slid back as they've gone in. Okay. Does this have to be? It does have to be 2 jumpers. So the chum bucket was good. I assume this was a half set as well. Also, they banned vapes, so now the humble cigarette has skyrocketed. Vapes were so bad because they were like, oh yeah, what was vapes? I never got into vapes. I like, even from an understanding point of view, I've got asthma, so I don't smoke, never smoked. No one smoked around me, which was handy. Growing up, whenever someone would want to smoke, they'd I also grew up with smoking zones, which not everyone can say, but they'd always be like, they'd always go walk around the corner or something, which again, probably couldn't really do now. Not good for the people walking past. But no one growing up ever smoked around. My dad gave up smoking, and a lot of family members gave up smoking. Impressive with how hard smoking is to quit, which it is. It is hard. Just because everyone's doing it doesn't make it any easier. Less peer pressure, perhaps. But it is impressive how many adults, how many people that have smoked for 5, 10, 20 years have given it up. Again, not easy, but with as much conviction as they have. It goes to show even something that's like smoking, that is addictive, you can give it up. So, Lego. Okay, let's not be giving up Lego. Whoa. I'm not feeling that brave today. But it does go to show you anything is possible. So, props. Anyone giving up smoking, congratulations. No matter how long ago. It's impressive. I can't link back to the chum bucket after that. I think we skip on to the next one. The chum bucket is definitely not that impressive. We are in... Let's keep track of... Oh, Boating Skull. 2007. Alongside the chum bucket, we got a Mrs. Puff Fig. Again, I didn't pay as much attention to these. So I know about the SpongeBob, the Patrick, the Squidward as well. Didn't have a Squidward, but I remember Squidward. Didn't remember Krabs. Didn't remember Mrs. Puff. With a unique 2 molds. Quite lucky both your parents don't smoke and very much taught you'd be in a lot of trouble if you smoked. That was the thing, yeah. Yeah, trouble as well. That's good parenting. That's like, why not? And you could, at some age, you can say, oh, well, like, these bad. We also learned them in school. We learned the problems with smoking. So that puts you off once you see some of the smoke packets. That puts you off ever wanting to smoke. But it's the why not? Because you'd be in trouble. Okay, Fair enough. Don't want that. Trouble is bad. One of the things you learn early on, and this is why I was saying not just humans, but animals as well, is trouble. Trouble means different things. Trouble could be you're not getting a Lego set this month. Trouble could be you're, you know, grounded. I suppose technology now, yeah, you take your phone away. If my parents, well, actually, whenever I used to get sent to, and my parents know this now, but whenever I used to get sent to bed, I hid my DS under my pillow. So, and I didn't get sent to bed a lot. Otherwise, I would be a gamer right now. If I got in trouble, I would be such a gamer because I hid my DS under my pillow and would whip it out, play like Transformers or Sonic whenever. Or usually, I tell you when I played it most, when I was going to bed. Oh, I never slept. And that never changed. That never changed. I was always up late messaging lads on a school night when we stopped playing games because it was too late. Or, yeah, it explains why I can go with so little sleep now, because my brain switches off during the day and I'm able just to power through, but I wouldn't recommend it. There definitely needs to be some limits for technology. If Lego had a silent mode, I'd have been up all night building Lego. I would have the biggest Lego collection of anyone just because of how much I'd have been able to build. Imagine UCS sets just done in one night. Wake up, oh yeah, totally got my 7 to 9 hours sleep. Yeah, right, never gonna happen. Hello there. Hello there. Oh, thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoy. We're just looking through some of the SpongeBob sets as we build. Let me show off for anyone that has joined since we made the first build. We built this Star Wars Avatar inspired mech from the first 3 movies. Looks really cool. And we're just putting together the Flying Dutchman whilst taking a look at some of the old SpongeBob sets, like the boating school. Simple, needs a remodel. What about a SpongeBob boating school Speed Champions? Speed Champions SpongeBob, when? Krabby Patty, oh, the Patty Wagon. Not the Krabby Patty, the Patty Wagon. With that would be an awesome Speed Champion set. Now there's a few others we could add to that list, I'm sure. Because as well as the Krabby Patty, the Patty Wagon, I keep saying it wrong. As well as the Patty Wagon, you got the newer one from Search for SpongeBob SquarePants. How far does this? Oh, wrong way. How far does this go in? A little bit, just like that, and that's like a door stopper. Oh. Doing. No, it doesn't have that spring to it. That'd been awesome with a spring though. So cool. Thank you. One question, is the Mimban Stormtrooper? Oh, the Mimban Stormtrooper. The Mimban Stormtrooper is amazing. Let me get up the Lego version, because when I search it just comes up with the actual Mimban Stormtrooper. I don't have one to show because it was from the Solo Wave. I think it was from the tire, wasn't it? There we go. I think it was from the TIE Fighter. Yes! Look at these figures. You get Beckett, you get Han, and you get the Mimban Stormtrooper. No! Oh, wait, is that Han? That is Han. Yes. Is that Han? Is that Han with the goggles? Or is that not Han? What did Han wear? Han Solo, Tobias Beckett, Mimban Stormtrooper. Where's that battle pack? And an Imperial TIE Fighter pilot. We need some more of these. Is that the new helmet? Yeah, that is the new helmet. Mimban Stormtrooper. They could update it as well. I'm still waiting to get some more detail on the lower bit of the legs. And I wonder why not, if it scratches, because Lego can go closer than that. If they can print this close to the edge of the piece, they can go a little further down. And I don't know if they have. I'm looking over at Sonic. Oh, Sonic's behind. I wonder if they have for Sonic. Maybe not. Found them in your basement. How much are they worth? Should we have a little look? 70 quid. 70 quid, pretty good condition. Wow. Someone's asking 285. But that is the only one in Portugal, I think. So yeah, here in the UK, about 70 quid. And it's a good estimate of what people are trying to get for them. Selling in the last 6 months, though, for a new condition, 86. For used, about 75. Isn't that what we just said? 60, 70? About 75, used in good condition. There you are. Great minifigure. Your friend gave it to you 6 years ago. Whoa. Also an exclusive TIE Fighter pilot helmet. Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh. Oh, that's a nice one. I like the stripy one, which is the Special Forces, I think. Special Forces tie. The pockets work with this, though, the way they start there. I think it's just because of the colour on the Minban Trooper. I wish it continued further down. Maybe they could do a speckled plastic. Speckled plastic would be amazing here. By speckled plastic, I mean they'd mix it in with the grey. So whereas this is printed on top, I'd want a little speckle in the grey. I don't know how you do that for Lego, because I think if you used ABS, that would weaken the brick, and then you're like pulling an arm off, suddenly these speckles come flying. There's no way to do it unless they were to coat on top. Maybe you could take a minifigure. You'd have to get a Stormtrooper, make it grey, get rid of the contrast on it, and then like speckle some paint on it, and that would get the look that I want, but you're not going to get all this detail on it. Speaking of, the speckles do go over the printing sometimes. The lighter colour goes underneath, the darker colour goes on top. Minban Trooper's a solid figure to find. You got 2. Wow. One is having a much glowing green? Glowing green? What do you mean it's glowing green? Is it radioactive, or is it another type of trooper? Radioactive, careful with that one. They should do some glow in the dark troopers. Especially like the Death Troopers. How cool and creepy would that be? Glowing in the dark. Just shining there. Oh. Right. Sell time. What do we got? Looking at the wrong 1x3. Oh, and this is where I got one of my first barrels. I remember getting the first barrel in this, and yeah, well, quite a bit. The second barrel I got, I'm trying to think what the second barrel would have been in. I don't remember what the second barrel would have been in. But it was in a similar, this is for a top of the boat. It wasn't in a boat set, but it was just for like a basket. It might have been a city set that I got it in. And I put them both together and rolled them around for ages. That was so much fun, from Lego pieces. And when Lego come out with a new element, that's what I'm hoping for. Something that connects to something else. Not that rolls around forever, but it has that accidental function that these barrels do. Oh, it's a misprint. Yeah. Oh, the misprint's even more then. This is a good one, the bus. There's actually been some really cool SpongeBob sets. I think the problem is, as we go on, we start to see a few repeats, which after 5 years, I don't know if there's that desire to see so many more sets, because when you release so many sets, you do get new fans and new people coming into it. But I think the thing with Lego that's always made it quite popular is it's fairly easy to pick up. There will be people that have a set that they're not using and that you can pick up. And it's not always cost you an arm and a leg back in the day. All right, I can't see the grey topper here. So I guess that's another, unless it's in with the windows, eh? I ain't put it over there. No, there's a few other boat pieces though. Maybe it's in this one. I'm going to have a look now. Are you in here? But with, oh yeah, you are. Wait, there are a few of them. All right, let me keep 2 of these out. And I'll show you what I did with the older ones. I think it required a brick. I think it required a round 2x2 brick for each side. I'll use a reddish brown. Surely that one's not going to break. And then a 1x3, I suppose, based on how tall they are. You'd probably get a 4-axle in there. But that'd be a bit close. So what I used to do was put 1 axle one side and feed it through to the other. Let's bring this bigger. We'll take a look at the boat again. And then put them both in like that. And you've made yourself like a Donkey Kong barrel. And then you'd be able just to roll it about. And you'd never know which way it went because it's not perfectly round. It's got that train wheel design. You could use it for a steamroller. And it would just like wobble on. If you try and get it in a straight line, it has a little bit of a wobble to it. Hours of entertainment there. What's that? 5 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements, Lego. That is all you need. And we've got a Donkey Kong barrel. So much fun. So much fun. Anything going on this? A cone. A cone and a clip. And then we can try and find that sail piece, which I'm pretty sure is in my Star Wars cockpits. Just got to get another bar as well. A 1 by, it doesn't tell, but it is just longer than the sail. So, are you in here? I see you, even if you're not coming out. Yeah, there you go. You don't have to come out. There's the sail. Well, let's take another look at that SpongeBob set. This is cool. Oh, speaking of misprints, I didn't mention Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon's misprint had a white streak in his hair, and it wasn't a fold mark, which is the most impressive part about it. Yes, that is my favorite misprint I've ever got. The Bikini Bottom Express. Bottom. Had to say it. So you get SpongeBob, you get Patrick, you get a driver as well. This must have been like a 25 quid set. I don't see why SpongeBob wasn't doing as well. Again, didn't get this set. I think the Bikini Bottom Express is something that shows up and that when SpongeBob needs a bus, when they need to travel somewhere out of Bikini Bottom or within Bikini Bottom, travel far within Bikini Bottom, they get the bus because SpongeBob can drive, but we've seen SpongeBob's driving, and if he's going with Patrick, they tend not to share a vehicle. Definitely Patrick's idea to get the bus, but it's not something that shows up enough to get a Lego set, which is the issue I have with Star Wars. There are some good ships that don't show up enough to get a Lego set. That's where we come in and build the Lego set with them, because Lego aren't going to give us a set for everything. All right, we need like a 1x10 length. Wow, and that clips on the top. So maybe SpongeBob. Minecraft have these things called creative boxes. SpongeBob could have had a creative box that had enough purple pieces for the coach, had enough purple pieces for the pineapple house, that had some grey for Squidward's house, or maybe for the chum bucket. And I'm turning this into a 2-in-1, aren't I? I can hear it already. We've got Plankton's Rock or the Krusty Krab because of how big the windows are. Lego can make that happen. We've basically got a bus and the restaurants or the 3 houses. That's the icon set that I want. And I've just summed up every SpongeBob set almost that we've looked at so far. Crazy. Yeah, this is an awesome set to pick up. It gets you SpongeBob, Patrick, 25 quid. So far, different SpongeBob face there. Patrick, the same. The same Patrick. Patrick needs dual molded legs. Different SpongeBob face. All right, here's a duplicate, but this was what, 2 years before the houses? 2006 compared to 2008. So they were off shelves at this point, even though they were in shelves. They were on shelves in the UK. Sets didn't rotate that much. Now we've got Rocket Ride, which is the closest we got to Sandy's. This isn't even Sandy's house, but I think it is the closest we got to Sandy's house because Sandy's involved and it's space themed and rockets. Nice suits. Whoa, and the rocket's got an interior, very Tintin rocket. Despite it looking nothing like Tintin. It's close enough to be compared. It's a spaceship. It also looks like the NASA one and all the other rockets that LEGO have come out with. But yeah, it's a good play set. They're big elements. And maybe that's where SpongeBob struggled. Trying to keep parts down. Stickers, stickers, stickers. Is this a LEGO set or is this a play set? The ambulance is a good build. Ambulance is quite a good build. But everything else looks like it's just been picked up off a shelf and LEGO wanted their logo on it. It doesn't look like SpongeBob wanted a LEGO deal and LEGO wanted to do SpongeBob. But this is how sets were back in the 2000s. There weren't, like, City had a few smaller parts. This is a good build. Again, like the first one, it's actually smaller than the first one, so should be cheaper, and comes with the paddy wagon. The paddy wagon's included. That's awesome. But then we did already have, I think the paddy wagon should have been its own set. Just because we've already seen the Krusty Krab. It takes away if you already have a Krusty Krab. Are you picking this up for the paddy wagon? Especially given the fact that we got a soapbox burger make and take that looked a lot similar to this. I think it's a great set. I just think there's not enough originality. The Krusty Krab could have been the Krusty Krab 2.0. The Krusty Krab 2.0 would have been a nut set for LEGO to have dropped. For LEGO to have made a reference like that, that would have been crazy. But it probably would have sold a decently well, because SpongeBob, recently SpongeBob, at least in the UK, has been a lot of what are they called, like the ugly dolls. A lot of the ugly dolls have had SpongeBob themes, and we haven't seen too much of anything else for SpongeBob. Even some of the tops that I'm seeing out and about are all like the uglified SpongeBob, or like the going crazy SpongeBob, and I'm not liking that side of SpongeBob. I prefer the Krusty Krab. Yes, the Krusty Krab 2.0. How cool would that have been? Bit like the UT-80. I suppose that's LEGO though. LEGO don't do a lot of 2.0s. Well, no, they do. They do too many 2.0s, not in the way we want them. Dobby and Creature is a step in the right direction. Again, we've got a little mix because now this is Squidward trying to enjoy the nice heat. And we got Care Bear. And SpongeBob House is the main build. So we get a little Ewok catapult in, that's a jellyfish net in the back, with the car, which is again one seat up because it's either Patrick or SpongeBob driving, neither together. And we get the pirate wheel for the front. So they had the right idea. Where's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy? Like, we got Plankton with a recipe in the little subsuit, which is awesome. This set was so fun. The flick fire missiles were at the back, I think. And SpongeBob and Patrick are on my display. I love those figures. Superheroes, pirates, SpongeBob playing dress up. That's like Bluey level. That's what they're doing with Bluey. And they must have got that from somewhere. I think they got it from SpongeBob. There's the boat finished. We'll get through a few of the other sets. There is the Flying Dutchman, which you part out this front piece. I think a £25 set still holds up, especially if they're going to switch up the Sea Serpent, which, by the way, I have made a few modifications. That is not a 12 length bar. That is two 1x6 length bars, because we use a 1x6 length on the top. And I also switched out, the Technic bricks. You can see a little bit of the blue pin going through. Yes, that I also switched out, and I think that was it. I think, oh, and there was the reference as well, the red and yellow. What costume is SpongeBob wearing? No, he's got blue shorts on. Patrick also has blue. Maybe that was like a Patrick SpongeBob, but they didn't have the fleshy color because the fleshy 2x3 weren't around at that point. We're gonna say that. Look at this set, Glove World. Glove World. I tell you what, this is a good one. SpongeBob has a new face, very smiley face, sandy cheeks as well. The first time we got Sandy outside of the space costume. Let's go back. That space costume, was that just regular Sandy? Yeah, that seems to be regular Sandy. But have they updated anything? No, doesn't seem to be. We also get another fish. So far, let's run it from the top. Let's make sure we don't go back too far. Whoa, we don't seem to get any other characters here, just the main crew. That seems to be true for quite a while. We get Mrs. Puff there, but no extra fish. We get the first fish in Bikini Bottom Express. Other than that, oh, there was the doctor. There was the doctor. Second fish. And then, wait, was that limited edition? Or a limited edition brick? Did it have like a light brick maybe? It says limited edition. And then we get the Glove World employee. That's fish number 3. There it is, Flying Dutchman, and I will be getting those minifigures out when we take a look at this build again. This is awesome. I love the cannons on the side. Beautiful. And we get the cannon play feature as well, which the side of this is cool with a buried treasure. They actually hid this treasure. 3 fish still. Mrs. Puff returns for another party by the house. Squidward looks so happy to see it. At some point we upgraded Squidward's head. I forgot to mention that. Definitely looks a bit better than the regular head. But I don't know, I'm 50-50. I think this one's better. I'm 50-50 on because they went with the other Squidward at the start. Now we've got both. They did a Jurassic Park. We get the molded and the brick-built dinosaurs. And this was probably an unreleased. Oh no, these are just better images of them. So that's it. In the 6 years of SpongeBob, we got 3 bystander fish. And they didn't give us one more? If we get another SpongeBob set, I want to see as many side characters as main characters. a fish battle pack. A fish battle pack would be amazing because Lego could just sell a fish costume and, oh look, same time as a SpongeBob set. What do you know? Like SpongeBob don't own fish people. Fish people are used in a lot. So I'd love to see that coming back. But yes, definitely like some of the ATs. At least with the Mando AT-AT, it's a prototype AT-AT. And we get the Int 4 with it. But then Lego go and add so much more. And charge it upwards of 140. 140. This should have been a battle pack. Honestly, the Int 4 with the speeder. Why not? Doesn't hurt getting an extra speeder in a smaller set. I think the Int 4 should have been a battle pack. Speeder. Oh, it's hard to argue with that. The Int 4 is nice coming in this. I also think get the named characters away. And if the AT-AT only came with Snowtroopers, would it make it A? Less important, less desirable because it's an expensive battle pack. They're charging 140 for it now. Or would people be buying more because there's no named figures? I think it would make it less desirable at this price. I think the named characters need to come in the AT-AT. The battle pack come with the Int 4. And we will be building that Int 4 when the instructions come out August 1st. But that is all the time we've got for today. Honestly, I want to build more SpongeBob sets. The Avatar mech was awesome. That was cool and all. But SpongeBob, yes. There's probably going to be another SpongeBob movie coming out. So we got the Dutchman for this one next time. Make sure that they do the movie based on like the Krusty Krab or something that we can build in Lego. Otherwise, that's going to be a longer stream trying to get it done. Excited for Ninjago as well. Stay tuned. On Tuesday, we'll be back before then. But on Tuesday, we will be rounding off the week with a few other things that I find. I'm going to look into that Ninjago. I'm also going to keep an eye on the Kessel Run Falcon. If that pops up in so much as a comic, we will build that. We will build. Wait, why do I have to build that why do I have to build the Kessel Run Falcon? We can recolor it. Why don't we recolor the Millennium Falcon next year? I'm going to jot that down. Recolor the Falcon for 50 years and make the interior chef's kiss. But until then, tomorrow we will be going live, adding Python to our Stevie 6 just down here and seeing how that works. I have no idea. I don't know how Python is going to go with. I know Boost. I know Python. I don't know Boost and Python. That is the bit that I am figuring out. Also, I haven't done Python for like the best part of a decade, so that's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. Oh, what have I got myself in for? And then the members stream that we missed out on today will be moving to Monday. So channel members, stay tuned. We'll be finishing Bionicle Matanui and moving on to the next. Actually, I said that we'll be watching through the Bionicle animations as well on Monday. So if you want to check that, be sure to become a member, catch up on the previous 2 streams over the weekend. And Monday, we'll be playing some more Bionicle. I cannot wait. I am so excited for that. And yes, until then, thank you all so much for watching. I have enjoyed the company. I hope you've enjoyed the builds. And until next time, stay tuned for the videos. There will be videos. I want to talk more about this. And may the bricks be with you. Always. Don't forget, we're raiding Alveus. So if you love animals, stay tuned and enjoy.